I'm live now.
Okay.
Dude, why is our stream so laggy, bro? What the fuck? I think my PC's just laggy, bro. You guys that want to play? How you doing, homie? Are there other channels that aren't fixed? I was wondering if it was my internet or not, bro, because it was just like ass for a second. Alright, boys. Here, chat, why don't we do my PC is so slow.
Fezotti falou pra mim já é o suficiente. Já vou vir com uma pontuação boa aí, sempre obedecendo as orientações do professor, buscando os 3 pontos, graças a Deus.
O importante pra mim, você pode fazer 20 abates agora.
Dude, chat, I need a new PC. I can barely even stream anymore.
Quem sabe 2 pra gente ficar empatado no último colocado.
My shit's like
Por que não eu?
hard lag
Por que
right now.
não? Porque você é o último. Faz a vozinha do menininho. Faz a vozinha do menininho do Raça Negra.
Eu tô fingindo.
Gente, me perdoa, é sexta-feira. Sexta-feira de PMPL Fall na sua tela. Essa
Saudade.
maravilha, essa delícia. A gente ficou uma semana longe de vocês. O coração estava apertado. A gente sentia falta de vocês e de reunir essa galera maravilhosa para trazer esse conteúdo de qualidade. Talvez duvidosa,
Hello.
mas de muita diversão, alegria e, claro, muitas partidas
How
de
you doing,
altíssimo nível
Bandit?
pra vocês, viu?
Yo, Zazy.
Eu gosto
What's
do
the
Raça
Zypha?
Negra, mas o Radão eu não gosto.
What's the Axe? How you doing?
Não, eu vou falar, eu tava com tanta saudade. Minha mulher não aguentava mais em casa. Falou, gente, graças a Deus vai ter PMPL, que as piadas ruins que tu faz tudo lá. E deixa eu aqui em casa bem, né? Então já tô até me segurando um pouco, pra ser sincero.
Tá mesmo? Tô de verdade.
Tô tentando dar o melhor.
Será?
Sempre respeitando meu mestre de Toledo.
É isso. Aí, saudoso,
humorista.
saudoso.
Inúmeros, né? Grandes humoristas.
Saudoso. Já teremos a tabela da queda pra vocês. Acalme o seu coração. Vocês saberão quantos pontos o Coringão fez.
You're fine watching the rule, né?
Loops em crise.
What-
Já
what-
falei. Ligações, etc.
Yeah, technically,
Estresse,
Brazil's
pode
North America in my mind.
Vasco,
Once we get past
contrato da
Americas,
galera.
Brazil is therefore NA, in my opinion, chat. Like, they're practically the same thing, right? So I just cheer on Brazil. What's your PC specs? No clue. Bought it like 4 years ago.
Sim.
Então, derrubaram, aí gritaram, nossa,
Hey there, how you doing?
vacilo.
Chillin'? Why aren't you playing? I'm ass, bro.
Aí, ó.
Yo, Crip, Zin Crip, thank you for the follow over on TikTok. Appreciate you.
Esperando.
E ó,
Vamos primeiro, mostra, faz o seguinte, Fezote, você que hoje tá malemolente. Olha pro Shakira e mostra a magia. Puxa esse MVP da queda. Que isso? Que isso?
Alright, we're gonna watch like the last like 7 minutes of this game.
Mas agora 3v2 contra a equipe da Loops, porque o Tiff não vai ser levantado, ficou ali perto do gás mesmo e o avanço do Cardozinho foi muito
It's like the
bonito.
last 2 minutes of this game, bro.
É, foi punido pra caramba, agora tentando encontrar, crashou seu veículo ali naquela casinha, enquanto fica de olho os jogadores da equipe do Corinthians. Fica a visão agora, precisa ficar de olho. Achala, derrubado pela zona.
Wait, why is AL just dying his zone here?
Ali ele é o último jogador
Did he
daquele
just
Galo
rotate
dos
down?
Esportes, ele
Like,
tá
I mean,
carregando a bandeira. Ela está por lá,
Die,
viva
you know,
ainda.
to
Trabalhando atrás
Yeah,
daqueles que
instead of
pin.
just
Equipe
giving
do Corinthians vai
no
chegar
KP.
com 10 eliminações, avançam com tudo. Será que o Cardozinho vai conseguir fazer aquele clutch? Ou será que vai ser uma vitória clean pra equipe do Corinthians? Olha a granada, vai chegando, quase que cai o foquezinho. Cardozinho vai aproveitando pra tentar encontrar o ângulo. Chega, tchau, Lopes Sports, Corinthians!
Where should we hold on if it's not a pre-build? That's the thing, it is a pre-build.
Paga aluguel.
Que isso?
Which is why it's
Vamos agora sim, quero dar
not
uma
holding
olhada na
up.
nossa tabela geral, pra ver se realmente a Loops abriu mais de 100 pontos.
damn, bro.
Oi, fala
Chat, I've been
aí.
saying Loops is like them right now, apparently.
Pontos, Rádio.
Like,
Preciso 112
look at, they're
Realmente,
just
a
farming,
equipe da
bro.
Lopes no topo está avançando.
They almost have more kills than A7 has total points, dude.
então a Ryze na segunda colocação com 244 pontos, seguidos de Influence e Rage com 231, Big Tron Magic segue na quarta colocação. Agora, quem toma a quinta colocação, a equipe da Intense Game, empurrando a equipe da Alpha 7 para sexto lugar com 204 pontos. A
So they put the
Master
PMC
ainda
dates
tá a
no-
poucos
no-
pontos de chegar
no-
naquela
no-
200,
November
tá lá
2nd?
na sétima colocação com 192 e a
November
primeira parte
2nd,
da
isn't
tabela
like-
fecha com a Honored
like
Souls
basically
e seus
a month and a half,
155
right?
pontos.
Diego Hades, como é que
Yeah,
estamos
nothing
na
half.
nossa segunda parte da tabela?
Olha, Morelão, na segunda parte nós temos
Storm
o
Gaming, bro.
liderando essa
69
segunda parte com
points.
178 pontos, seguido diretamente do Flamengo
This
com
skills of mine of
165.
this region?
Corinthians vem na terceira posição ali com 152. Diretamente temos Death Wolves,
Dude, Inco in 9th and Flamingo in 10th is wild, bro.
Ambas aí seguindo a linha da tabela.
But then again, it's Brazil. Like, you know, someone's got to be down there.
Abaixo da tabela,
Everyone's
fica
like
cada
feeling
vez
good.
mais complicada.
O que que tá pegando?
Pre-build alerts. I got a pre-build from Best Buy, dog.
Não era assim, o jogador era o quê? Você.
That's all you need to know.
Lembra disso não, mano?
Gente, olha, alguém tem que trocar água do... Alguém tem que trocar água do pio. Não sei. Alguém precisa... Ou trazer mais água pra ele. Ele não tá bem, cara. Eu acho que isso é porque você
Yes, T-Ron?
é sad boy.
Pode ser.
E aí
Can you
ele
come
tá
back to play
felizão.
soon? Nah, I'm too bad.
Ele tá muito
I'm bad at the game.
felizão. Fernanda, a gente pede desculpa de novo, tá? A gente pede desculpa, mas tá tudo bem. Tá tranquilo. Agora, Fernanda.
Bro said English, please. Brother, we're watching PMPL Brazil.
Culpa de Corinthians, eles acabaram de
Why
ganhar,
does he
né,
think
então,
English?
quem sabe.
Alright, 6 minutes.
San Roque usar o próximo mapa, interessante. Ô,
They're waiting
Pedro,
for final show up? I mean, of course they're gonna show up in final.
Caio,
But like,
você tem alguma previsão pra essa aqui? Só pra ver se ele volta a ser sad boy, porque ele tava muito empolgado.
Mas ele foi de Loops, segunda colocação.
Mas aí safe, cara. Você vai numa equipe que tá 100 pontos a mais que as outras. Pergunta se ele chama Storm. Não, vou de Smoke.
É, tem isso, tem isso.
Hã? Quê?
Aqui,
chegou agora.
Hã? Tá tudo bem? Chamou? Foi mal. Fala uma coisa pra mim. Você, Caio. Predictzinho rápido.
Já que você falou, Storm.
Gostei, mas ela é
Let's
ousadia.
agree with saying
diferente.
be good for 2 years.
Vai de loops?
Terceira na primeira partida, segundo depois, e agora primeiro
But I don't know how to do that, so.
escadinha, lógico,
Eu
jogou na
vou
lógica
pra ir
da
contra a
matemática.
Caia, Bigetron. Você viu que ninguém pediu o predict dele, tá?
Como assim não
Você
pediu?
viu
Você me
que eu não
chamou?
pedi. Eu
Você
falei,
me chamou.
Pio, já eu falo com você, era outro assunto. Mas você viu que eu não pedi. Então a torcida não pode falar, não, porque o Munilão que fica pedindo. Não pedi.
Você não pediu.
Ele soltou sozinho. Eu não pedi.
O bom é que não fui eu que fiz essa piada do Pio.
Você quer dar um predict ou a gente pode falar sobre isso?
Eu vou de Influence Rage. Eu acho que tá cada vez chegando mais próximo dos PMGC Points da Alpha 7. Eu acho que eles querem pelo menos passar da Alpha 7 ali.
Vamos ver se alguma dessas equipes que foram citadas nesse momento estão no top 3 do mapa de San Roque na tela pra vocês, Ferzoteira. Um top 3 que a gente já teve algumas mudanças, porém, contudo, todavia, entretanto, há uma equipe que não sai daí.
Na verdade, eu diria que essas três equipes são muito constantes a aparecerem no top 3 times de San Roque. Intense Game, porque faz um jogo muito bom, tá lá com 105 pontos no total, 51 eliminações, Loops na sequência e depois Alpha 7. Intense Game tem mostrado que é aquela equipe que quando fecha pro lado esquerdo do mapa, eles têm uma posição defensiva absurda, mas também quando pega qualquer outro dos lados que a Intense Game precisa executar um jogo, precisa agressivar, também consegue executar muito bem. Por outro lado, Loops ali e Alpha 7 estão... É o quê?
Agora, não, eu tô tipo assim, a Nanda hoje, ela tá vivendo uma situação diferenciada, poucas pessoas puderam viver, poucos convidados tivemos até hoje, só que aí pra você que tá em casa, ter uma proximidade ainda maior com a gente sempre gosta de criar um conteúdo do backstage, dos bastidores pra vocês, dá só uma olhada, mais um conteúdo saindo do forno pra vocês conhecerem como é que é o nosso dia a dia aqui nos estúdios da PMPL.
Bem-vindos.
Why is bro wearing an anime shirt?
Casa da PMPL Brasil. O estúdio onde a gente faz
Yo, can the next game start? What is taking so long?
que a gente passa nas lives.
This reminds me of like NA.
Todo o backstage pra vocês. Esse é o nosso corredor onde segue todas essas salinhas de camarim e tudo mais. Vamos mostrar um pouquinho aqui onde a gente deixa nosso figurino. Onde às vezes precisa passar alguma coisa pra deixar aquele tapa bonito, o figurino fica aqui. Às vezes tem uns acessórios e tal. Então todas as nossas coisas ficam aqui. Porém, contudo, todavia, entretanto, tem o nosso outro canto, onde a gente dá aquele tapa na elegância. Onde a gente dá aquela rebolada no queixo. Você vê o Pio já
Yeah, I don't know what they're saying, chat. What is PMPL?
tem sempre um comes e bebes aqui maravilhoso. Essa é a Bia, nossa maquiadora maravilhosa. Aqui pra mim, principalmente, é pra dar aquele tapa na elegância. Essa aqui é a escada que leva lá pro estúdio, já mostro pra vocês. Aqui tem um cantinho, inclusive.
3 minutes, bro. We got 3 minutes to go. Dude, chat, I'm bored.
Olha ali, só assistindo. Aqui a gente tem a nossa copa,
Alright.
onde a gente toma um cafezinho. Esse local especificamente é um pit stop antes da transmissão, que é onde a gente microfone e tudo mais.
I know.
We made it for through 12 hours. We can do this.
Alright, chat, we're watching a Judy montage from 6 months ago.
There are over 1.5 million home invasions per year.
맞으면
Damn. One pump.
TV에서
아까 나 폭발했다. 씨발.
진이 4대1
He has a D.
빛날래 포탑 있어.
I thought I heard someone behind me. That shit was creepy. Damn.
일단 들려. 나오자.
빛날래 온다. 이거랑 파그 갈창에 빛날래 있어.
여기 박았다.
너 연기는 너가 정해.
옥상.
위 올라탔다.
Why would he go prone there?
빛날래 라스트 하나? 온다 이거. 그치?
Oh, that's fair. What would be the ideal budget if you want to buy a new PC? I don't know, I'm broke, but like $3.50. What is that guy shooting at? What's up, Focus? What's up, Karma?
버티면 쟤네 위에서 죽어. 아니야. 11 교환이야. 11 교환. 그렇지. 하나 더 보자. 저 배율 없어서 못 써.
So sir, pre-game pep talk for the boys. I said, y'all better drop 40 points today, or 50 points today. That's all I said to them. That's all you need. That's all they need. Alright, I think the PMPL motherfuckers are talking now.
I'm really excited to see which teams are going to be stepping up here on the final 3 days and which teams are going to be the top 16 going to the finals. But before we even get started, a special shout out to Monster Energy, our official energy drink partner. I think I drank so much that I'm a little bit jittery right now, but I wouldn't be able to do this by myself. Let me bring in my analyst, Cameron Davis. Cam, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. I am doing spectacular. I'm doing absolutely amazing. It has been an hyper week. I mean, last week was an hyper week. This is an hyper week part 2, and I know we had a day off. I'm just expecting all of that to go forward because, as we're going to touch on in a little bit, they continue.
Traps, what are you talking? Traps. Traps, control yourself, buddy.
I mean, there are a limited number of points that you have in a single round of PUBG Mobile, and they are just soaking up more and more and more every single.
I'm hoping the dominance continues on, but actually, before we even start breaking down our stuff that we want to talk about, we have a special segment that we like to call Hot Juice, Hot Take.
Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Hot Juice, Hot Take. And before I go ahead and give that hot take, I'm going to start at okay?
This got benched? No, I told them to try the roster without me, and they're doing fine. So they're just going to keep the roster right now. Their playstyle is questionable, though.
Did not even put in Hyper in my top 3. And the reason why is because they have frustrated me so many times in the past with their inability to clutch it up right at the end. That Alpha 7, America's Championship play against them still haunts my dreams.
My brother almost wanted to hold me.
More from them. So before I could even start believing on him, I had to go ahead and talk to the man, Koi himself, and I had to ask him a question, and this is what it was.
Koi?
Okay, you know what? This is a personal question from me, okay? Because one thing that pisses me off the most, right, is watching you guys do so well in the early part of the tournament, and then towards the end,
could have weighted blanket.
Slight decline.
Shit, weighted blanket. Duke be doing it.
Anything you guys have done to really practice that, you know, end of tournament type of play?
觉得主要原因还是因为我们几个是比赛经验不足的，但经过这1-2年的比赛下来，我们已经能应对这种特殊情况。
Now, you heard it from the man himself, okay? He said that, you know what? I've said before that you can't teach clutch, but he said.
Why does Koi not have a Liquipedia?
starting to build that clutch up. You know, those hands aren't shaking so much. We're getting used to that feeling. We're getting it going here. And then come here into the PMPL NA, you know, the fall split right now, we actually start seeing them do things we've never seen before. And one game in particular, as we bring up the stats here, blew my mind. And it's this one right here. Okay, 2,095 damage, 12 eliminations. That's great, right? We've seen that before, okay? But have we ever seen a game like that with the chicken dinner with only 64 damage received? I can't remember a time. It is one of the most impressive matches I have ever seen in the history of PUBG Mobile. In my opinion, this is like getting.
Wait, Koi was a star for this team when they got third.
Chicken dinner. They absolutely ran through the matches. We take a look here.
They were in contention of winning it too, which is crazy.
You just saw them execute this game with dominance.
QZ third fragger? That's my go right there.
I remember Zute even saying like,
yo, Coop's not even top 5 fraggers? Yo, this guy's a fraud, chat. Coop's a fraud.
64 damage? That's one player going down to around 30% HP. Or
Little
maybe
boy
even
farm,
two
bro.
players barely getting shot up to not even being
Dude,
able
I
to use a
forgot
first
that
aid.
there was a
Had to
Golden
actually
Eagles
just
team
use
that was like
energy drink
decent at
to
one
back up.
point.
That is how crazy of a
I forgot
performance
about
this
that
was.
shit.
So I see that. I start seeing them push out of their comfort zone.
Show
being
match
more
standings.
aggressive, leaving spots that were so perfect, and then going out and getting that chicken dinner for themselves. So I'm starting to
What is
see
this
these
for?
different things.
Like
I'm
they won the
wow,
they
okay,
got second this
here we
match?
go. This is an N hyper we haven't seen before. They still got that clutch? Well, YKG, right, needed the PMGC points. They needed more if they wanted that golden ticket to go to PMGC, and they decide to hot drop on N hyper. As we take a
His
look,
name's Nova
right
Ice
here,
in China.
that
He's
hot
not
drop
using it.
didn't go as expected.
Yeah, but he'd still be in the Wikipedia. No, like it goes
okay?
off your legal
As a matter of
name.
fact, I talked to Seven a little bit earlier. He told me that, you know, this was a set play by Joey as he talked to him.
Or is
Joey
it
said,
NA
hey, you know what?
and all
We
that
made some
packs though? I mean,
mistakes.
NA's
We're able to
ass.
Get it done. But N hyper capitalized on it. They,
Like chat, let's go to
YKG
Wikipedia. Let me show you. Let me show you why
they
NA's
knew
ass.
that they were gonna split drop. N hyper said, nah, not today.
Any
We're gonna
region
defend this.
that
You see
there's
the
a
VM,
point gap
and
like
not to
this
mention
after 2
kindness at
days
the end.
is ass.
Hit
Like,
him
you're
with
telling me
that
there's a
little
50
dance,
point gap after 2 days like this,
Hit
or
him with that
40,
little
whatever,
dance.
whatever
Oh.
number this is?
Look at this.
Whatever,
Just flowing. So they had that
like
punch back.
160
I
point
hear- I
gap in
talked to
second
Corey,
place and
so he
overall.
says that
Like
we have
that's
it. We
that's
saw
how you
live
know it's
before, so
ass.
You know what? Talk is cheap, but the numbers
You
do
know.
not lie, folks. And we're starting to see
That's
that
how it
right
be.
here. And then not
Like
to
chat,
mention
if Lotus
the
Esports,
kindness
if
dancing
Fishy,
as he
chat, if
hits
Fishy, by the
the
way,
120
Fishy,
elimination
Ander,
mark here at this time.
and just
So
some
this
randoms
team,
can be
they got it off, folks.
top 5.
I am starting to see.
That's how
and
you
have
know the
faith that
region's
didn't
done for.
have before
Region's
this
over like
tournament
that.
started.
It's
So,
over.
Having said all that, it's time for my hot take. And my hot
Why
take
can't you
is
hot drop that even close to points? I don't know.
N hyper will not only make it to the
Lost my faith
PMPL
in
Americas
Wikipedia.
Championship,
Faith? What's your faith? You mean?
also the PMPL. I'm sorry. Also the PUBG Mobile Global Championship League stage. They'll make it there. They'll also make it to the big show, baby. The PUBG Mobile Global Championship Grand Finals. That's my hot take. Coy,
Take out the
I'm
E-Girl
taking
buff.
you as a man for your word.
Dude, the Eagle did drop 6 kills in 8 games that she played, so like, yeah.
Let's go, Jukes. Let's go, baby. You're gonna be pumped up over here with this hot takes. I like it. I don't know if I agree with it, but it doesn't matter. I'm all for it. I'm glad the hot take is back too, because I was not expecting that one.
I didn't listen to what Hadri said, chat. What was he talking about?
To be in the top 3, but you know what? We probably have a little time before the games get started, so let's pull up the overall graphic for the leaderboards for the 3 phases, ladies and gentlemen, because I kind of hinted at it earlier on too. The top 16 teams in this leaderboard are the ones that are gonna be moving on towards the
Okay,
finals.
so the 9th, we could take
And right
6th
now,
place
I mean,
today if we do good.
You can see it right there, Cam.
Chat, that's
in hyper.
Yeah.
we have to close a 19-point gap on execute.
Yeah, so in terms of
today
qualification for the
to be top
finals
6
here
today.
next weekend, it is total points over the 3 phases. The 3 phases are still split up as their own individual runs in a way for the bonus points.
Chat, y'all know the
Is
difference
also
between
general overall
PSF
is
and the other
4th
teams,
way to
right?
get bonus
So we have
points through
194
that.
kills,
So
which
that's
is
something
more
we
than
will
everyone
cover
except 3
and
teams,
update
right?
you guys as it progresses
But
towards the
if
end
you
of
look at
this
it,
final phase
teams
here
like
right
Lotus
now,
and 412, they actually get placement. Like we get 0 placement. Somehow, like for some reason, they just never make it in game. They just don't know how to rotate the in game and shit. But they just go for kills, and they get kills, which is good. But like that doesn't work out of outside of the region. It may not even work in finals unless they get lucky.
Honest, it's not looking great for anyone below 16th place. It's actually such a clean cutoff, such a clean gap that we're seeing a separation right there. We've seen some good moments from Butterfly Effect, from Blue Chupton, Free Fire, and Schools of Mind have actually been picking it up this week as well. So we're running out of games, guys, and with close to a 30-point gap between 16th and 17th place, we're gonna have to see some big moves from the bottom there, or otherwise the top 16 is gonna look the exact like we saw just there on the overall as it stands.
I'm with you. I think the Butterfly Effect, we need to see something out of them. You mentioned Skills of Mind too, Speedfire, Skills of Mind too. I mean, a little bit of a throwback that we saw that you were.
You should survive till the end and kills come out. Yeah, but when I play with them, they didn't have that mentality. They had the mentality that we needed to push people like at all times.
With the day off, those teams that do need the
which makes sense because they've never like played with anyone that could IGL, and they've never really played outside of NA. So like they don't understand stuff like that. That's fine. Like they joined the scene late, or they joined the T1 scene late. They were at T2 for like 3 years.
Why not? Let's take a look.
But it's just how it is. It's like all new NA players will think they have that same mentality that they need to get more kills.
And some of them have declined. I mean, in Hyper, are you kidding me? Almost 15 points per game. By the way, this graphic is pretty much showcasing points per game in each phase. And yeah, I'm just lost in words when I see in Hyper's graphic.
Yeah, averaging just under 15 points per game is insane. 15 points is like you play 2 games. One game you get a 20-point win.
YKG's graphics kind of wild.
Eliminations and then you go out. Like that's the math. Okay, maybe not. 5 eliminations and 5th place. No, 6th place. Whatever it is. Anyway, 3rd place. Oh my god, I'm usually so good with these numbers. Anyway, the fact that they're doing it across how many games have we played at this point? Like 8 right now.
Yep.
Like they might stay at this by the time they hit 20, but they've had 12.5 points per game when they've had 20, and then even before that, over 9.8 is a really, really good number. So we're seeing some good scores across the board for teams like Extreme Slayers. Nomads had such a good come up as a team who we didn't really talk about at all on phase 1, and then YKG.
We get the cast turned up a bit, yeah.
All downward slopes. It's just you can just see how physically with these graphs right now, all of those numbers just pale in comparison to what NHyper has.
Shit, my fucking core hurts.
Yeah, as dominant as NHyper's graphic is, I feel like we had to give some props to Nomads because this is a team that has definitely surprised us with what they've been able to do, right? Stream Slayers, they've been consistent even though they're currently not hitting the highest points, which is fine with me.
My ears,
but
bro?
with Nomads,
no.
I feel like the main thing that this team has turned around is the way they've been able to get a lot more eliminations as the phases have just gone through.
412 is impressing us. Well, 412 is a CIS team. They were like decent in
phase 2,
Europe.
4.1.
So it's like they should do
phase,
good.
As you mentioned, even though we've only played 8 matches, they're currently averaging almost 6 elims per match. And that was a big question mark for me for this team because even going back to phase 2, day 1, this team ended up 4th place finish 4 times that day. But they only ended up with just 4 elims. I don't know if 4 is maybe their favorite number for that day. But after that, they decided to turn it around. And boy, did they turn it around in a big, big way because they've been able to improve so much. And along the lines of what you were saying with YKG, we have to wait and see what they do, right? We heard Joey said that he's going to be going back to the playing style. Day 1, they were a little bit too worried about those PMGC points.
The playing style where they won?
I feel like it did end up getting to them. Hopefully that kind of starts fading off with the day off that they have had. And I would like to see YKG from phase 1. I feel like that would be just such a great storyline to go into the finals.
Yeah, I mean, 11.8, that wasn't a fluke. That was over the course of their own 20 games on phase 1. So, like, we know they're a good team. We saw them last season. They were neck and neck with NHyper, like, the entire time. Like, YKG, the reason why this drop-off is so surprising is because it came out of nowhere, and the fact that it's such an extreme drop-off. You saw it was, what, just over 2 points per game? That's a ridiculous number. And these are really good players. I know Joey has a lot of fans. I'm in love with 24K as, like, the power. I still think he's the main powerhouse fragger on this team, but everyone here has something to deliver to the squad. And the whole storyline of, I mean, it's not storyline, it's the fact, right, of Fears sitting out last phase 2, so 2 weeks ago, and that sort of making it harder to play, which is very much a true thing. but then it's like even worse now. It's just so weird. Really hard for any of us to really put our finger on what the world is going on. So I think one of the big hopes is like this break. They've had the experience of the first few days. They had a little bit of a day off break. It just sort of cleansed their spirits. And then moving on here, back to basics, just sort of forget about the past and just push on forward, even though they won't be able to push.
Game 1 started 13 minutes ago, chat, so we got like 3 minutes.
Confirm their position
2 or 3
towards
minutes.
the top of the overall, and hopefully maybe even get into like the 1 or 2
I'm in love with
bonus
24K.
points of this phase.
Who the fuck said that?
This rut that they're currently on, they need to make sure it goes away fast, as soon as possible. Because we do have the finals coming up. This is a team that's going to be going to the finals. And yesterday they even got some practice from what Joe was telling me in the PMCO, so Fear should be back up to par, and I expect this team to start doing what we saw in phase 1. But you know what? Let's actually take a look at the schedule for today to see what order the match we're going to be playing, because if I'm not mistaken, that's right, baby. We got Sandhawk first. And I absolutely love the madness, but I kind of feel bad for Group E, which is going to be, if we pull up the participating teams, YKG is a team that usually gets to take advantage. They didn't take advantage of Sandhawk last time, but they usually take advantage by being able to third-party fights here and there. Lotus Esports, a team that's been
is there a PMC Discord?
Happy that they're not in this match with Sandhawk. And then K19, I mean, K19 is a team that definitely needs those points.
Yeah, it's, I mean, we've talked about Sandhawk before and how it's is compared to all of the other maps, so it really is kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, whether you're in the top or the bottom of the leaderboard, you can take advantage of the chaos. On the other hand, you know, the chaos could take advantage of you. So, you know, really it's sort of a pick your poison sort of situation here for them. The only one that I agree with is like YKG missing it, because as a way to sort of like get into it, TDM, don't even really care about points, just sort of get their sort of finger muscles ready and raring to go as a warm-up. But, I mean, you know, they had their chance. They didn't use it. Whatever. It happens.
And I'm actually hoping that Hyper continues on the dominance, and they actually continue on the dominance right here in Sandhawk, because Sandhawk for the longest time was one of their weakest match. And I feel like this season, with the progression that we've seen at Akoi, with the progression that we've seen out of GK First now, coming into phase 3, where his curl is just absolutely popping off, is not just kindness, right? I want to see them get a win here, and I wanted to start being consistent here in Sandhawk as well. Even though we don't play it as much as we do Erangel or Miramar, I still want to see that consistency here with them being able to frag out. We've seen them frag out before, and I feel like it can happen here. Let us know who you think is going to be fragging out today. Make sure you use the hashtag PMPL North America, whether it's on our Discord, whether it's on X.com, whatever it is that you like to use, make sure you do that. And I was seeing you shaking your head there, Cam, when I was saying
Sandhawk
that.
and consistent do not exist in the same sentence.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. You might want to talk to the Brazilian teams, because if we know something about Brazilian teams, is that they are always consistent in Sandhawk. So you might disagree with it, but I think Sandhawk is one of my favorite maps, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen in this one. So Hajik Sutse,
yeah, Brazilian
take
teams
it away.
Is always consistent.
And we are live. What's up, everybody? I got Zoo right next to me. Bro, what did you think so far about, you know, what did you think about the hot take? What did you think about the desk? Talking about it, about everything as well.
I think your hot take was beautifully done. It highlighted from beginning to end the growth of Hyper, the unbelievable feat that they've achieved, and also YKG, you know, trying to do something about it. So it's not like they're just getting a free pass and this Hyper team. It's everything that we wanted it to be. And as far as your hot take goes, Hyper makes it to the grand finals, I'm on board with that. I'm on board with that. I don't see how they won't make it, because qualifying into the grand finals is difficult, Jukes. Don't get me wrong. It is difficult. I have been there. I remember thinking, like, I think when I was there, it was like top 16 out of 20 teams. I was like, oh.
Tyus is first in Olympics right now with, or no, GK First is first in Olympics with 27. Tyus is second with 19.
Once you get to the grand finals, the best of the best in the whole world, oh boy, that skill level jumps a whole lot. So, Hyper, you know, they're dominating NA right now, but once you get to the grand finals, it's a whole nother story. But with how well they're playing, Jukes, I think, yeah, I gotta agree. I think they can make it into the grand finals of the PUBG Mobile Global Championship.
Yeah, to be
fair,
Chad,
do we get zone?
I'll feel a whole lot more confident.
Do we get zone for the first time?
You could see the same performance, right? The same attitude in the Americas Championship alone, right? Because that's the whole different level here. But, you know, just looking at their movement, their confidence, right? You know, talking to Koi and him, you know, mentioning the fact that
Ohio's biggest thing right now is they play smart. They're not going to do as well when they play brain dead. Don't face brain dead teams. I mean, they'll do like the same.
And seeing it in person, right? Seeing the difference. I think that it's 100% possible. I had to put it out there in the universe, you know, because if I did it, it won't
This is a bad
happen,
circle for
you know
us.
what I'm saying? So let's start off with this Sandhawk
Unless we rotate early. We have to rotate early to the bridge. Not this bridge. We have to rotate to the right side bridge.
Like, yeah. Once again, can't catch a break with
Never
getting
the
that zone at
Northwest.
the top. Yeah, never happens.
I will say this southern circle does work out better for passion fruit than an eastern circle. The rotation pathing is way more
Rotation
easier,
pathing's not
and,
better.
we still got the hot drop going on between Butterfly
Rotation path is
Effect
worse
and
when it goes
Canadian
down.
Eagles.
Because
These
it means
two teams
XS can
will
camp the
not
bridge if they
give
want
up.
to.
Paradise Resort.
YS can hold
No
the
ifs, ands, buts.
L compound, and then it means BC comes down on
I'm
us.
surprised they haven't really like changed it up. You know, they're just gonna keep hot dropping because it's been pretty back and forth. No team really dominant taking this spot.
Well, Butterfly Effect is definitely a squad that needs some points big time. Because remember, folks, it's top 16
I ain't seeing to win
that
this.
move on. And Butterfly Effect,
Butterfly Effect is
these
some
hot
ass cheeks,
drops
bro. They
have
need to get
not
out of this bitch.
been helped pretty much at all. So let's see if they can win one out here. And the problem is that even if they do win one out, you know that getting out of here is going to be a problem. They are lucky at the fact that YKG is not in the lobby, right? Because before they would always third party this. So they have a little bit of extra breathing room on that end. But I mean, this is always a fight that that just gives me kind of a question mark, because Sandhawk has so much loot that you could just loot up and then move away, and they don't have to worry about too much. But instead, these guys are just hard pressed on trying to get a couple of these players out of here. And look at this, D is so pushed up. He does have some good support fire, but I think Baby Tane knows that Cloudy is always in the spot. He's gonna probably throw a nade right out there. Oh, no, misses it.
This nade's gonna be huge if it connects.
Looks good.
Oh, it is good.
Got him.
The push there, and the pressure. I like that peek, putting the pressure on, but not committing off of that knock until his teammates are closer. They should go in for the finishing blow now. Oh, nice little jump up, a follow-up nade. You cannot go for the revive in such a contended spot right there. You are in the front lines. You gotta stay up.
That. Oh,
the jump over, and he gets thirsted. Oh, this is what happens, Shooks. The beginning goes so well, then the adrenaline kicks in and things start falling apart. Kubi, he's gonna come here and finish it up down to the last player, and Butterfly Effect do finish
D is so dumb. Or they,
you saw that,
is.
Jukes. D jumped over, got knocked, and thirsted. There was no need for that, but it happens all the time. The beginning,
also, why would they revive? Why would they go for the revive there?
Start getting flooded,
that's another brain dead thing. Chad, that's just like I'd never see Brazil or Latam do that shit, bro.
Of a team that's got potential, right? But they just need more of that experience.
This is just an NA fight, dude. This shit's so boring, bro. Watching how bad these teams
Speaking
are.
of the PMGC Grand Finals,
how brain dead
the
they are.
discipline those teams have in those situations, is ridiculous, because they understand that if you lose a player on early on, it just crushes your potential, and it could be the difference, right, between hundreds of thousands of dollars. So this is the reason why we're being especially, critical of plays like that, because he could have just done nothing. He could have just stood there, waited for the rest of his team, and they would have been able to clear every out anyway.
100% agree with that.
He was looking juicy, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Reckless, another ass player.
He was looking juicy.
He was feeling it. He was feeling it. If he did the same exact thing maybe half a second later, it would have been fine. Even if he got a knock, his teammates would have been ready. We got Puppeteers here. Reckless, the last, or not the last member, one of two up. Reckless is by himself, though. He's going to have to go for this 1v4. Playing aggressive, I like that. He's by himself, so he's got to go. Just go for the thirst. Go for the thirst. There we go. He gets the thirst.
Elegi walking there alone? Hold up, chat. Hold up.
But
hold up a second, chat. Hold the fuck up.
Well, he was separated from the rest of his squad. He was completely stuck, and he knew that the rest of the team was coming. This is what we kind of was talking about yesterday, about how sometimes you just have to send it, right? You have to send it. You know that you're going to get taken out no matter what if you just sit there and wait. So, I mean...
Why are we going to this compound?
Reckless does go down. You can work on that positioning later on, but that was the play.
100%. Here comes Passion Fruit. The drive-in. Nate is down, but they're getting the better of Baluk Shopcon. Passion Fruit looking good. This is a fight that we've seen, a couple times before, but Passion Fruit is usually on the losing end. And just as I say that, hold on, Passion Fruit's down to just one? Yeah, it's just Wancho up. The
Don't
Lord
worry.
and Savior.
Is Zuko
Juancho.
retarded?
Juancho breaking his
The
curse.
1v1. No, not yet. Not yet, Jukes.
No, he did. He did already. He broke the curse. He broke the curse of, I think he was 0 in like 8 games.
He's gonna see his feet.
So he has broken the curse, and now the eliminations are starting to flow. That's a good nade there for Juancho. Here he goes, pushing illusion to the DPS. He's splitting himself. He's going to the left. He's going to the right. He's saying, you know what? I don't need right-hand peek. I'm going left anyway. DPS. Oh, a couple brief fires. Misses him. No sweat. Jump shot. Goodbye.
W Juancho.
That was good. That DBS did nick him just enough to give Juancho.
God, I'm so glad Juancho's actually good at the game,
Passion
dude.
Fruit, they win the fight. They lose 2 though. I'd say for Sandhawk, especially for Passion Fruit, that's a dub. Take it. Because they usually do a lot worse on Sandhawk. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what? Yeah, that's true. That is true. We gotta give props. We gotta give props where we see progress. You know what I'm saying? When it does come to Passion Fruit, just by looking at that push, right? Seeing players go solo, right? Going and trying to make these plays. It was just kind of the same thing we saw from.
But they're getting the better of Baluk Shopton. Passion Fruit looking good. You know, this is a fight that we've. To the end zone over there. But yeah, this Southern Circle, we've seen a lot. And Sandhawk, these teams should definitely be prepared for it. One team in particular on that south side, Execute. They had to fight in Hyper like 9 out of 10 times every time it's a South Circle. So this is a fight they should definitely be prepared for. And also, or not yesterday, 2 days ago,
18 kills in 41 games. It's fucking ass.
Up huge, Jugs. They had a 20 elimination. Not chicken dinner. I was about to say chicken dinner because usually 20 elimination and chicken dinner go hand in hand.
SLR
But they had like 20 eliminations. I think they got
stopping in the open,
30.
sitting behind the car that's going to get blown up. Holy shit! Drop the entire team. Put Long on Nova Hyper instead of Koi, and just castrate the rest of them. Just castrate everyone.
How to get it done. And meanwhile, we're gonna see Extreme Slayers start pushing, put some pressure there on Mazexis, and Baton goes down. That's gotta hurt. And meanwhile, let's take a look here.
They need you to lead them. It won't work since it doesn't like to crash like this. Useless fights.
The Lone Crow.
I don't like to take useless fights.
Figure out what he's gonna do for the rest of the match, because the rest of his team is gone. Wall Street Bets. We haven't really talked about that, right? Wall Street Bets get 4 eliminations on the board. Starting to see some growth from them. As they did hear that fight with Extreme Slayer, so they heard the fight. How are they gonna press it?
So I got 2 PO players.
Oh, they're gonna, okay, so
they got 2 fucking tier 3 PO players, bro.
They're cleaning that up. A little bit too far away, I think, to even get into this fight. So I think they're just gonna take the money and run.
Yeah, they got a better position further into the center circle by staying at that compound too. Extreme Slayers, by the way, we didn't catch it on camera, but I saw it just barely. They just drove up that hill with all 4, like in vehicles, extremely fast, and just caught Mazexis by surprise and just overtook that hilltop in a blink of an eye. So Extreme Slayers showing us how it's done on Sandhawk.
Let's we take a look here at Speedfire. Okay, so one of the players from Wall Street Bets does get knocked. That's gotta hurt. But they should be able to get that res off here in no time. And the game does continue on. Okay, so you know we're looking at that finish from the legendary squad Wall Street Bets. Butterfly Effect still with us 4 eliminations. I'm really keen to see how Butterfly Effect finishes this match here. Because
they
finally got the the leg up on the Canadian Eagles. They did lose a player kind of willy-nilly here, but let's see if they're able to actually get a strong finish from what is a dominant place to land, right? I mean, they pretty much have the lay of the land now. Let's see where this circle does end up. Come on, let's. Oh, actually, don't go cave. Don't go cave. Never mind. Never mind.
Shifeng calls us 2-2 China Beals.
If it goes towards cave, Jukes, okay, it doesn't. But I was gonna say, if it goes towards cave, it might not even be a cave finish, because N Hyper is just gonna push everybody so far away from cave that the game will end too early, and we won't even see a finish in cave. So I mean, you know, N-Hyper being N-Hyper, but this circle just execute.
Yep.
So, okay, just throwing it out there, you know, execute. This is a great circle for them. They gotta play it right, though. It may have seemed like they got circle.
Like so,
Hello? Okay. I just want to see how Nate got knocked.
Play the defense here and capitalize on this huge opportunities they have.
they're not.
Really? You don't believe so?
No.
They showed up.
No.
They showed up.
No, it's because you talked about them.
Oh. All right. We'll see if that's how. We'll see if that's how the curse works. All right.
Yeah, that's how the curse works. Yeah.
You
You
could
talk
just see
about
where the
it,
nade
you
come
talk
from.
about execute, they go down. You don't
Juancho
talk
called
about
he was
execute,
nading,
and they dominate.
and then
Remember?
I did say that.
Juancho stopped nading because he
But they gotta be
thought
so hyped.
that the BC member was nading, which he was,
But they didn't
so
even get
that
top
way
three.
he backed up, so that way he couldn't get naded,
They didn't even get top
and
three
then
projected
Zuko
them.
just took the 1v1.
Okay, you know what? I'm not salty
Which
about
is
that.
what
I'm not
happened.
salty about that, guys, at all. Let's take a look at Ace of Spades. Trying to put some against Butterfly Effect. Nice knock there from Hyro. Getting that finish. Oh, that's on Butterfly Effect too. Man, Butterfly Effect, this is what I was talking about, right? They land Paradise Resort, which is a pretty dominant spot. Pretty easy to rotate away from there since there's so many different ways you can. But they're never able to really utilize it to the best of their ability. They're stuck over here way in the blue zone. I mean, what do you think about their pathing in general?
It's tough. I think their pathing should be better by now because we've had so many Southern Circles, but of course starting it off with a hot drop delays a lot of things. And not only that, it gives info to all the people around Paradise like, hey, this team's fighting, they lost a player, they're going to be behind us because they're slow. So we're going to be in front, but we have to keep an eye out for Butterfly Effect behind us. So it's just everything goes.
Wow, Zute understands the concept of the game.
Is usually really strong because we see a lot of northern circles on Sanhua typically. This tournament so far,
cloudy,
all southern. Northern, everything goes kind of horribly wrong, and Paradise is usually really strong because we see a lot of northern circles on.
Is this guy? Is this Bob guy dumb?
Hey, is that some decent points on the board? I always say,
Oh,
if you
keyboard?
want to
Yeah,
be
my bad,
a
my bad.
championship team, like if you want to get first place.
Wait,
the
Execute
goal
win
is to
or
try
Nova
and get,
Hyper win?
You know, 7 points.
Let's see if
on the
Execute
board
throws this somehow
in a
to
game
Nova
where you
Hyper.
don't get zone, right? And then the games where you do, you got to pull out those 15, you know,
Chat,
10
where's
plus
PSF at?
chicken dinners, you know, or top 3 finishes. And
The hunter already died.
Oh man.
Execute.
Yeah.
This is your time to shine. No excuses, Execute. Okay, don't do too much. Don't do this crazy split trying to go ahead and hold.
Chat, whoever
Charlie,
wins the
right?
Execute versus Nova
the
fight is
fight,
gonna win the game,
right? You have a
unless one
hardship
team
like
heavily
this,
loses
just
players.
Hug the zone, hug
No,
the zone,
Valak
go
and
that
Honcho
hardship
still alive.
side,
I see
take
them
all
right now.
that real estate, and then just
Oh,
dominate. Let's see what they do.
never mind.
Yeah,
Just
they
Zuko
will
and
have to
Nate.
contend with N-Hyper. N-Hyper, across the ways, the only other team pretty much across that river in N-Hyper have 4 up. And this is N-Hyper, right? Like, that's going to be tough. As is going to be tough for Execute to deal with. And N-Hyper, they got so many points. I think they're going to go for the game-winning play, which is not just be neighbors with Execute, but take that position away from them. We'll see what happens in the next few moments.
Koi does get knocked, so that's going to be pretty tough. So they did try to make that bold
They're dumb because
rotation,
they made the
but
big
they're gonna
tournaments
lose a
and
few
you
players
didn't.
in the
LOL.
process, so,
I've literally played in
it is
this.
gonna be just 2 up
Outfrag
left for N-Hyper.
90% of the people that are still playing.
Let's take a look as Cloudy finally does get finished out.
And also, you didn't make this. You can buy a slot into this.
Meanwhile, let's look at Pope. Nightcrocs about to go down
Big
to the
tournament?
blue zone here.
Not a big
Papa
tournament.
Blue just put in that work.
Big tournament for NA.
And
Not an
down
actual big
goes
tournament.
Pope. Juancho looking, saying, yep, he gone. Oh, Juancho with 4 eliminations by himself. So yeah, he's wiped out an entire squad. And he's going to hold this edge as blue zone is starting to come in. He has plenty of first aids to last a little bit
Juancho
longer.
4 kills already?
But I think all sight lines are on him, so he's in big trouble.
Good start of the day. He's already even on the day. My goat, dude.
Directly at him.
He knows it. He knows it. Uh-oh, Thin Tree. Trying to make it. Oh, he missed it.
It's the Canes.
Kindness.
It was definitely the
Yeah,
Canes.
that's the Canes,
Still
though.
popping off. N-Hyper down to 2, but Kindness is up, so they're still going to be getting that work in right now.
After
They
this
have a
game's
nice
done, we'll
little
make some
compound.
fucking
Pretty safe on the edge
ramen.
zone, though. So, N-Hyper try and do what they can with 2. We've seen them do more. So, we'll see. Juancho's still alive.
Hear me out. Nova Hyper
Yeah, you
dropped
saw him in the back
Koi
server
for
there.
Dong. They either drop Koi for Dong or they get Long. Long or Dong, one or the other.
Match of fruit done. Let's see where the rest of the teams are going to line up. The question, which we're about to answer here in the next 15 seconds, right, is which team is going to win the match? You guys in the chat, put it in right now. Put it before the circle even pops over. Is it going to be Execute? Is it going to be Extreme Slayers? Even 412 is a threat. I'm not going to lie. 412 have shown us something in these recent days. Next zone does go on up. Wall Street Bets is dead center, looking pretty. Who's going to win this one here as we start seeing the push? Nice push from Execute, taking it.
Execute should win this with no losses, but then you have okay, Casper.
I like this a lot. Clean finish.
Casper did ego and a 1v1. Wait, they got 0 kills out of it. Wait, what?
The nade was gonna
Wait,
come in
they got 1
kill.
Now,
Execute didn't have to push down the hill whatsoever. They had the best spot up on that hill, but they.
How about me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the big thing is they didn't mess it up, because we see Execute mess up, you know, those 4v2, 4v1 pushes from time to time. That was a cleanly done one. They keep all 4 up, right back into position, looking good.
Well, let's see who is going to win this match. Wall Street Bets keeping an eye on everybody across the water here. You can see Killjoy trying to get those sight lines, see if he sees somebody trying to run on in. Extreme Slayers are nearby. Now, Extreme Slayers is going to have to push into this next circle. They do have a little bit of real estate here with Remix. That little edge of the hill is fine for them. Which team won the match? Every single person picking a different squad here. That's going to be pretty interesting. Uh-oh. Wall Street Bets knocking one of the players, Hayuya, down all the way on the back line. That's
I'm sure teaming zone bust in one compound. In the compound, you can't push this compound. There's no getting to this compound unless they just dip them in the open.
If Extreme Slayers can mount a full-on crash, Extreme Slayers could be very deadly. But already down to 3, that might also make them hesitate. They might just play for the survival mode, which is wait for the next zone and then crash in, but they'll be crashing in with 3.
This match 1? Yes, match 1.
Extreme Slayers looking in a dire situation. Wall Street Bets should be fully focused.
Alright, chat, this game's boring. I'm gonna go make ramen.
And helping out Wall Street Bets with that.
Talk to my chat.
Bait will get that knock, almost gets the confirmation too, and ooh, the revive will come through, but Execute will be pinning that team in.
Oh, well, this is going to be bad for my prediction, because the reason why I picked 412 is because I was thinking that, you know what, Extreme Slayers are going to push Wall Street Bets, 412 is going to come in, third party, Execute, going to execute because, of course, Zute talked about them, and then... You know, we'll just see how that all goes from there. But you know what? Still anybody's game. Wall Street Bets big chilling right now. The circle's big enough for all these teams to get a little bit of breathing room until the next one pops. And, oh, actually it does. Yeah, so there's 29 seconds left on the clock. And the zone has favored Execute big time. This is a very, very fortunate shift for them. So Trick's actually under the bridge. That's really interesting. So they're rocking a 3-1 split. 3 players up on top of the hill with Trick underneath the bridge. Kind of hold things off. Oh, and there go the Nomads picking up their back line here. And now that's clear, so they don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, I like Trick's spot, but I'm thinking maybe after zone shifts to it, because Trick can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trick can't be too aggressive with by himself down there, right? Kill switch might be going down to Trick or just readjusting. I mean, Execute have so many options that might confuse them, right? We see it when Execute has too many play options. They try and do too much, and they start losing players by one. And Execute, they're fully splitting up right now. So I hope what I just said doesn't come to fruition. They're looking good, though. They're getting knocks. They're picking up points. They're making use of all the terrain they got.
I'm so glad Trick moved away to that compound, because I was like, if he stays under that bridge, 412 is going to crash that bridge most likely, and he's going to be in a 4v1 situation. But they are getting absolutely shredded. So no vehicles on the side of 412. They're gone.
Got the ramen in my
situation.
Yep, here we go. It's between Execute and Wall Street Bets. Who's going to win it?
All right, chat.
Wall Street Bets. Who picked Execute on the desk?
Execute wins the game. This is too free for Execute, chat. I don't even have to watch the rest of the game to know that Execute wins. They got the best spot.
Circle shift. Oh, let's go.
What the fuck are you doing, Fate?
Now, Fate, is Fate going to be able to get revived? I don't think so. Trying to do a little bit too much, splitting up. Once again, right? That's what I'm saying. When they have too many options, they tend to do a little too much.
Wait, there's no way they're going for the revive.
They didn't need all 4 different angles, but they get you on. Kill switch going back for the revive, Jukes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they should just farm when they come in. Like,
that's huge for execute.
Oh, Washington is stuck. It's over. It's over. It's all execute.
Yeah, it's done.
It should still win.
And that's the game. Execute, win it. So the curse has been eliminated, Zute. Execute starting off strong here. We saw them bust out that crazy elimination game just the other day, and then now they start the day off with a chicken dinner. Could this be the beginning for Execute?
I'd say the beginning for Execute was the day previous when they got that 20 chicken, or not 20. I keep saying.
All right, Chad. The match starts in 1 minute, which means we have to wait 60 minutes. I'm gonna go use the bathroom and get my ramen.
So well, but they didn't. But this game, they finally got the winner chicken dinner, and 9 eliminations, 1,600 damage, very little damage received. That's always good to see. And look, they're not even on the match report because that was teamwork. Not a single player, had to carry all the weight. All 4 players of Execute putting in the work and getting that chicken.
Hey, cool to see Cloudy up on there, right? Him getting some nice points on the board. Good for him. But you know what? I think that obviously this was a great game for Execute. And 7, you got the prediction right, man. I can't wait to see show gloat a little bit over here right after the highlights.
The Sute curse is gone, ladies and gentlemen. And Execute right now, drinking that Monster Energy, our official energy drink partner, because to be fair, the way that they were able to play that, the way that they were able to rotate, the way that they were able to fight within Hyper, a completely different team here, Kama. So we're going to be looking at the match rankings.
Yeah, let's pull it up. This was a lot of fighting spread out across a lot of the different teams. Execute still got 9 elimination points, so like right on the average sort of expectations.
Well, I just burned my fingers.
But they didn't really get activated until the end game. A lot of the fighting in the mid was on that eastern side before all those teams had to cross over the Painan River, which is why you see Wall Street Bets also have
half these players in this PMPL before, dog. So like,
but just look how even the eliminations are, 3rd down through 8th, and I'm sure we're going to see a couple of more like 3 or 4 elim scores on the other half of this page. I mean, it's Sanhok at the end of the day. You just got to TPM that map out. So, in fact, we saw it in the very beginning, if you remember, there was a contest over Paradise Resort of all places.
Yeah,
and
I mean, Butterfly, it was between Butterfly Effect and Canadian Eagles, and I'm actually glad that Butterfly Effect ended up winning that fight and ended up with 6 points.
They said kill switch,
because K19
can't
was
get
not
a
part
positive
of this
KD,
match.
come revive
Butterfly Effect is trying to catch up K19.
That's exactly what happened.
I think they were, if I'm not mistaken, 28 points behind 16th place in the overall for all phases, right? The top 16 teams that are going to be going for the finals.
You add an egg to your ramen?
That
I don't
Butterfly
like
Effect was
egg in my ramen.
I don't really agree with that hot drop there, but
I don't like that.
That's actually a miracle. Did I just say I don't
What?
agree with the hot drop?
You're the
Wait,
one that said just
let me
throw
check my
something in there. What are you
real
doing?
quick.
You're the one that loves the hot drops. You're the one that says that we need more of them. I think for a team like the Butterfly Effect, who really need a lot of things to go right, they're one of the teams that actually could utilize hyper-aggressive.
I feel like I wouldn't like an egg to my ramen, you know?
And I think Sanhok especially is one that could really
be my thing.
open themselves up for that. Yeah, so on the second page, we do still see multiple teams.
No, I promise. The egg and the ramen is so good. I promise.
Chad, she's French. She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Everyone got
What the fuck you mean? I'm happy to me.
If you guys
Bruh, I've been telling you this. Put an egg in your ramen.
So many of the rounds, it was like at least half, if not more.
And your life will be forever changed.
Just a bunch of zeros. But if anything, this just shows how much fighting parallel teams were having to do running in from east to west from the blue. When I say parallel, I mean like you're running from the blue and you're looking to your left or your right, and you see another team running with you, and you're like trying to shoot at them, but you're also having to run at the same time. It's not the easiest place to have a fight in. But that's why the eliminations are a little more spread out, because there was a lot more chaos for teams to like pick up 1 or 2, and not as many options for a reset or a revive of a down team.
Yeah, but overall, I feel like I have to go back with Execute, the way that they were able to control most of the map whenever the circle kept going their way. They were able to rotate. I mean, we saw Trey, guys, the casters were talking about it. We saw Trey go towards Bridge, towards the end, and he was like, you know what, this might be a little bit too soon. They decided to back off and just quick gathering, quick going back to their places too, something that we haven't seen out of Execute. I mean, we did see Fake getting knocked a little bit overextended, which is something that we have continued to see is becoming a pattern, so maybe they'll be able to fix that too. But overall, great win there from Execute. But let's take a look at the overall for Phase 3, because this is, remember, we're going to be getting some bonus points. And yeah, obviously, no surprise there, seeing Hyper at the top with 124 points. Maybe they just want to give some other teams some time to catch up. But Execute with that win pushed themselves up to that third place with 79 points.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having to look back and see where they were before this match. Execute were already in fifth, so again, as Zute even mentioned, they
if Execute didn't have a bad day one, they would be like close to Nova right now.
Only fourth place. I'm using heavy air quotes when I say only because it was still 2011.
Man, straight from the mountains. It's like the ramen you heat up in the microwave that you get at the store, bro. Like the grocery store.
Win only continues that momentum further.
Top ramen, bro. You know.
Like again, you're seeing Wall Street Bets also
4v1 PMPC, maybe. I got WBG winning it.
That are usually in the middle to maybe even lower middle section. They're all contesting up here, and then on the bottom half, this is again, remind you guys, if you haven't been here from the first 2 days, we're seeing a couple of teams that you expect to be on the top half down here.
We're 15th this week. What? We're that low?
But it's Passion Fruits and guys, and Puppeteers as well. But guys, like, remember, where's YKG? Like, we still haven't even seen them yet. That's how low they are down. They're going to be in the bottom 4 positions, and they haven't played yet. But this is just a reminder to everyone how big of a hill that they have to climb. They are currently in 20th place. They are 1 match behind all the teams above them with
top ramen, bro.
This shit kind of gas, bro. Take that into consideration, but they are in last place.
Chat, think about it.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to see
if you only eat McDonald's burgers for your entire life, right? Yeah. That's the only burger you ever had. You'll never know what a better burger is. So you don't know if what you're eating is ass or if it's good. You'll just think it's good if you like it. I've never had actual ramen before. I just had some heated up ramen that's $1 at the fucking grocery store. So this shit's gas to me. Alright? So when I do try real ramen, then I'll no longer like this. So therefore, if I never try real ramen, then I'll always like this.
But I want to see.
I gotta think about the 200 IQ plays that go on my head, chat. Y'all don't know about my 200 IQ plays.
Been able to get those chicken there, been able to get the most points, and right now, yeah, no surprise. And Hyper, YKG, perfect time to come in. We're talking about you. We're looking at you. Well, guess what? This is your time to shine.
Yeah. So this is, my understanding is that this is the map performance over the course of these entire seasons so far, which is why YKG are still so high. Because even though this phase is poor, if you remember, they had a really, really good phase 1, and it wasn't the best, but it was still. Okay.
Put some steak up with some garlic butter, slice it thin.
Again, with the break and
all right, buddy. I'm not a chef out here. Chillax, dude. I know how to heat stuff up. I know how to use a fork. That's all I know how to do.
Into this. It's the El Clasico in terms of maps. They should know what they're doing here more than any other place. Their numbers are not that far. Okay, they're pretty far behind Anaheim, but so is everyone's, right? They're ahead of everyone else here. All eyes are going to be on YKG. And not for the reasons that they're used to, but that's just the way that it is right now. If you want to be a champion, to be able to deliver when the pressure is high, and coming into the final 3 days of this phase, the pressure has never been higher.
I'm telling you, I'd be a professional hater if I was a caster.
Starting to feel the pressure. I'm actually going to be looking at Stream Slayers. I mean, they are going to be.
All right, match started. Let me see when the match started, chat. The match started 14 minutes ago.
There in Sandhawk trying to do something. At least they were able to survive, right? Be within at least.
Wait, it started 15 minutes ago, which means it's about to start like right now.
We need to start seeing more out of them. I feel like the consistency, the amount of points that they get, yeah, it's good to get you to where they are currently at.
Yeah.
But if this team wants to become a champion, for the longest
time, offering recipe instructions, like Ryan built like that, dude.
Too heavy on remix. Then we started seeing some of the other players starting to come out, but it kind of has died down. Maybe they do need remix to be that main fragger, and everybody just rally behind them. We saw that happen a while back, and I mean a while back with Knights when Coop started fragging out in a big way. I'm hoping that.
This ramen's so fucking hot. I'm burning my throat, dude.
In a position where
I'm dying.
Actually frag out.
Yeah, looking at Extreme Slayer's numbers from at least this phase, they always get something. There isn't a single game that they've played so far that they've had 0 points in. They always get a couple. In fact, I think their lowest is getting 3 points from a 5th place finish with 0 eliminations. So they always get something. But yeah, we need to see even more of those sort of high value
Cooking for 40 minutes to eat for
10 eliminations.
5 is the biggest fan. That's why you just eat a lot of food and make it last.
Sitting now. We have other teams that are going to be sitting now, but YKG is coming into Erangel.
This ramen took me 3 minutes to make.
Here, so hot juice.
And it's like 10 minutes to eat because it's hot as fuck.
How they're going to be performing. Can they get a win?
Think about that one.
Goodness gracious, I hope so. I hope so. Come on, YKG. Make this that much more intense, baby. It's time for them to hype
Simple main?
things
Hey,
up
I ain't a chef,
and
though.
show us what they showed us in phase
I don't be
1.
cooking,
so
bro.
that's what I'm hoping for. What about you, Zoo?
I'm hoping we see that phase
I can
one
make nachos, that's about it.
sometime soon. You know, like it's been almost 2 whole weeks now.
Rough.
And it's not like they fell off a little bit. They fell off hard. They are last place. They are 20th out of 20 teams.
Unreal.
Yeah, sure they have one. Sure they have like one game less.
Look at the point. Look at the damage gap, bro.
Teams, but still,
Between second and third. Look at that. That's an insane damage gap.
I almost don't know if they can bring it back to that phase 1 status, like in this tournament.
That's unreal. It's so hard to say and hard to think. I mean, yesterday I was even caught doubting.
Well, I was comparing Coops anyone here? Yeah, I don't know why we're comparing Coops. It's like once in a lifetime thing.
Faith in the legend that is Joey. Okay, Joey.
Coops was the last of the good NA players to ever happen.
That's
like,
all
no one else has happened
if
since
Joey
Coops.
starts
That's been
Joeying,
good.
we're gonna be fine. But if he doesn't, then we're gonna be in some big trouble. We're gonna see this zone. It's a very favorable one, right, for YKG. So let's see how they're able to handle it. This is in their territory. They're gonna stretch, most likely try to find some vehicles, head on over to Primorsk. Hopefully they do get some of those vehicles. And in the meanwhile, you see N-Hyper doing their normal split. So no crazy hot drops from YKG to start things off. I think they kind of want to go ahead and get their foot.
That's some hot soup, bro.
Yeah, I wish YKG won that hot drop, because then we definitely see more of it, and that would have made things so interesting. But N-Hyper shut down that hot drop so strongly.
Where's YKG at? Why don't I see them anywhere?
Statement. Like if YKG maybe got some
Never mind,
knocks
I see them. They're going
that
very
hot
crazy.
drop that we saw a few days ago, they might have tried it again.
Calling
But
Joey
it's
a legend.
whole different story.
Joey's just another NA player right now. Like, you can't consider him anything but
no
that.
more hot drops between the two. There is another world where it would have worked.
Until you've done something outside North America, you're just another NA player.
Tournament being played out right now. But sadly, that is not the case. And yeah, with this zone, Jukes, I do expect a lot of rotations, but not much fighting whatsoever, because so many strong positions in this huge circle, and it's pretty easy to rotate
Could
around.
Russell ever get MVP? I don't think he's ever been close to getting MVP.
Big chillin', right? Big chillin' circle. Yeah, this is a very common one over here on this Gatka.
Actually, he might have been like top 10 one season.
Are just very, very comfy. Nothing
That's
out
about
of
it.
the ordinary here, no matter where the zone pretty much goes. So let's see. Let's see how it all turns out at the end of the day. That's what I'm really looking forward to now. You know, we definitely have to start keeping an eye as to right on those bottom teams, right? Which teams are going to make it into that top 16? Because, you know, honestly, I hate to say it. I hate to say
Robin
it.
DeRocas,
Until
I'm
I
pretty
see
sure
something from YKG.
he's in
you know,
EU
I
right
think
now.
the storyline is just pretty much dead in the water so far. You know,
And he's
I want to see a
playing
little sign of life. If we could
for
see,
UL.
you know, double-digit chicken dinner, I'm like, all right, here we go.
And they
You
are
know what I'm
currently
saying?
18th
But
or 19th
until
place
then,
right now. They're currently 19th place.
I'm gonna be focusing on these teams trying to make
So.
it in. Because so far, N-Hyper.
Brokest thing is
they are
Brokest
just
wash.
way
He's
too
retired,
dominant. I mean,
brother.
it's crazy. Even when they don't get zone two, they still put up points on the board.
Yeah, it's the N-Hyper team. We mentioned it on broadcast a few days ago, but it's just like we don't see anything that they could get better at, honestly. Not with this lobby, and I said it before, this lobby's just not challenging enough for N-Hyper. You want N-Hyper to push? They're doing pushes. You want N-Hyper to do big splits? They do big splits. You want N-Hyper to do really good rotations? Well, I mean, they've been doing that since the dawn of time.
It says, you tried out Arena Breakup? No. Won't try it either.
They have every single like facet of PUBG Mobile.
I have Arena Breakout on my PC. I mean, not Arena Breakout. I have Escape from
everything,
Tarkov on my
like,
PC.
locked
I'll
out.
just
From what
play
we could
that
see in
instead
this
of
tournament,
Arena
right?
Breakout.
I think it's not until later when there's more challenging teams.
He did get
that
MVP
we
one
might
stage
see
and
some
drop
cracks
some
here and there
foods.
within Hyper.
Did he get
Yeah,
MVP
for now
stage?
it's we can't nitpick anything.
I remember that, bro.
Talk,
That was a long time ago, guys.
Average survival time, 18
I remember he
minutes.
was decent.
The rest of
He
their
wasn't like
team
an
is at
ass player. He
22
was
minutes.
a
What's this
pretty
player
good player.
doing? Right? Poking fun at, I believe
It was when he was having sex with
I
Ali
was
again.
nitpicking that stat a few days ago, but that's just how it is. It's
alright.
like it's so rare, Jukes, that we like almost can't talk about the best team in the lobby because we've said the same thing over and over and over, and it's just like, that's just how it is.
Sure, and it's crazy because the way they've been
nothing more to
performing,
say.
yeah, there really isn't. There's only one thing, right? There's only one thing that's kind of tickling the back of my
Nice resistance, don't remember.
Okay, so there is something. Okay,
there is
what is
something,
He's doing ninth.
right?
I think
But
they got
it's
picked
not
up.
anything they could change right now. Okay?
Oh,
That's the
okay.
problem with it. There's nothing that they can change right now, right? So the only thing that's scratching and tickling the back of my brain, right, is that phase 1 performance, okay? And the reason why I say that is because since then, we have not seen them miss out on those clutch opportunities, right? They've been clutch. They've defended hot drops, right? They've owned games with ease, wiped out the lobby with crazy just swiftness, okay? But, you know, in that first phase, we did see some slip-ups. We did see, and I'm just automatically, that Vikendi game is just beating at the back of my brain, right? Where they just made those mistakes and lost players early, okay? Now, the only question I have is, are we going to have that happen in the finals? You know what I'm saying? Are they going to be off to a slow start once again? You know, are we going to have that at the America's Championship?
What? Hold on.
You know,
what are they doing?
They're about to get it. They're about to get it. Oh, they're lucky HH24 had to reload there. Oh, goodness gracious. He's going to lose both tires.
Whoever was the driver of Baluk, they are hearing it from the rest of the squad. He legit.
What are you doing?
Just went in circles. Like, I understand they don't like
Russell's a cool kid. He was
it's so
I mean, he
hard
was
to
smart.
keep your car safe there, and you just kind of get penned in. So
He was
that's
a good
why
guard, too.
they wanted to keep trying to move out, but they just kept driving open in the sight lines. And in a better lobby, that car gets blown up.
100%.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. So they're lucky to be alive right now. But yeah, jeez, that was kind of scary.
Harvey?
To see.
Harvey, you here?
That was rough indeed. Baluk jumped on.
Harvey?
They're stuck there. Like,
I think he like
talk about that
accidentally joined while asleep.
It's a bad one. It really is, because there's no place to protect your vehicles, so they're gonna get exploded. And then if you have to rotate away from it, you're just stuck in the wide open with zero cover, and everything is so far away that you can't even smoke wall towards it. So the only time you take that compound is if it's super late game, the end zone is in that area, and that's the only thing you can take. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely agree with that one. And credit to Baluk for knowing that. That's why they kept driving around. They didn't want to stop there, but ooh, Passion Fruit looking to stop Bope in their tracks. Right now, there's 2 players of Bope, but Passion Fruit looking so strong. It's a 2v1 right now. Make that yeah, it is. It's still a 2v1. Ophelia almost.
Nice. No losses.
But nice finish for Passion Fruit immediately. Revive's coming through. Smoke's coming in. Nice to see. And just as Zona's about to pop, they're good to go. 4 eliminations. This Passion Fruit team looking better. Looking better. I will give them that much.
I'll tell you what.
This zone is so fucking bad.
You know who's looking really better, Sute?
Who's that?
YKG. You know why? Tell me why.
Because they got the zone?
Yeah, but what else?
They have 4 up.
What else?
They got Quarry under lock.
Yes, what else?
Bope's
gone!
I don't know.
Bope's out of here!
Oh!
Yeah. Bope is gone! So their kryptonite
Bope
is out of the lobby.
Wise piece of the goats now?
You think Bope would have been a threat
Dude,
all the way on the
go,
eastern
bro,
side
no.
when YKG's on the west?
Bope's a threat to YKG no matter where they're at on the map,
That's
baby.
fair. That's fair, Jinx. It doesn't matter.
I don't know why, but Bope has just been tough to YKG.
Hey, I think they went up to like 14th off of that squad
right?
wipe.
YKG has struggled against
Maybe.
Bope, so I know that them seeing them go out the lobby, they're like, "Woo, maybe it's a sign, baby." Right? Maybe it's a sign.
I will
12th.
say though, Jinx,
Chat, we're 12th now.
With getting zone and playing big
Reload.
splits,
And we wipe Bope. Bope's directly above
Not
us.
their
That means
forte,
we just
though.
gotta, you know.
not their forte. So we'll see how well they do with this one. As you can see, they're trying to readjust, and I'm sure if we could hear their comms, they're ping-ponging back and forth a couple of options of what kind of splits they should play. You know, if it was in Hyper, all 4 brains immediately, just like, yep, we know exactly where each and single one of us should be for this zone. Play this split perfectly.
Dude, Juancho
so we'll
farming?
see if YKG could do something similar as Passion Fruit.
Juancho
just
2 already? He's
blowing
got 6
players out.
kills already
Juancho
today.
with 2, Valak with 2, Zuko with 1. They're looking good.
They're looking good indeed. And yeah, you're right. I mean, when it comes to YKG, we've seen them have so much success, right? Playing that edge, just pushing teams like crazy, and just being that aggressive, dominant force in phase 1. But when it comes to defending, like circles where they're in center zone, we haven't seen them have a lot of success where we normally would, right? As a matter of fact, the last time I think I remember seeing that was an Aaron Gale, and Hyper ended up mowing them down. So I think this is a good chance to see some signs of life from YKG, right? They said, you know, 7.
You're not first, you're last.
That they got some good practice.
If you're not first, you're ass, bro. If you're not top 5, I mean, all that matters is top 5. You know?
Downloaded the update. You know what I'm saying? You gotta download that update on the line.
Damn, that was a good day. Did it bounce down the stairs? He wasn't upstairs yet.
Got it downloaded.
Yeah, K19
H is still alive? It's definitely a win. I've never seen H lose.
One, but it is going to be a revive. And just throw it out there, Jukes. This whole time while we were talking, since I brought up YKG, not knowing what splits to do, they are still moving around back and forth. They are still not sure what kind of split to do. They had Corey. You can see right there on the minimap. They had some on Corey when we started this conversation.
Well, Wi-Fi said if you're not number 1, you're number none.
And then they separated, then they grouped, then they separated. Yeah. Splits.
What is this driving path? What is this pathing? What is this pathing?
Baluk trying to land some shots in now onto the K19 team who are rotating away. K19 getting away safely from Baluk, but right into the arms of Baby Tang. Baby Tang will pick up one.
Toquito gone, just like that. Next zone does pop. All right. It is going to be heading into that very pier area. And yeah, you're right. When it comes to YKG, just looking at their positioning, it just, it gives hesitancy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can just see them just trying to pick the best spot, picking multiple areas, you know, as opposed to, you know, a team like
double win.
When you see them pick a spot, they're like, oh, this
realistically,
is
if you
the
say
best
double
spot
win,
in this
eventually
area.
you're going to be right. Like, majority of the time you're going to be right
This is the
if you
best
say double
spot,
win.
hands down. We know it, you know, and YKG's like, should we go here? Should we go there? Now they're going to have to move. Yeah. Now they're going to have to move into this next zone. When they had a lot of good real estate, that's going to go ahead and get funneled on down. Meanwhile, let's look at 4-1-2, right? The Nomads. They didn't win that match like I predicted in the last one. A lot of eyes were on them, and that Extreme Slayers push didn't end up happening. But they got some points on the board, right? We're starting to see them finish in the top 5 more frequently than not. I mean, honestly, if I had to give a most improved award, I think I'd give it to 4-1-2.
For this week? Or for the later half of last week, extending into this week? For sure, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when their improvement started. And it's been a steady climb up. Even that Sandhawk game last game was great. They made it top 3, right, I believe? So, yeah. 4-1-2, no match.
You're all good.
Not a,
Don't worry about
as
it.
Cameron would say, flash.
No, peace up. I mean, we got 5 kills, 5 up.
Stirring that pan, and they've been cooking, and they still have not stopped. So let's see if we can see some more out of them as, free point.
If only he could land the shots after he knocked him, though.
Oh, so close.
That's tough. That's tough.
Hey, I almost got the 3 point.
Big props,
Good shots, though.
Yeah, that was nice.
Big shots.
Not an easy knock to get, so especially with a red dot from that range. So beautifully done.
I 3-piece some Chinese name. Which Chinese name was
it's always
it?
when you hit shots like that, you kind of start feeling like you're in the zone. You know what I'm saying? You're like, we got
I don't
this.
remember
Okay,
how you don't remember which 3-piece, bro.
Not gonna be in the zone here in this game.
Were you recording? If you weren't recording, you're actually trolling.
15th place. That's tough. A19
Team G scrims. That's at least 100K views on a video, bro.
Teams remaining. And let's see how this is going to turn out as Canadian Eagles, getting picked apart, and they are gone just like that.
PSF and Godspot right now? How the fuck did we get here?
Skills of mine, they won the fight, but with only 2 in that position, that's going to be tough. And we are going to head into the next circle shift soon.
Don't ask you if you're going to be retired. The fuck are you talking about, bro?
I want to mention, but at the same time I don't, which is in Hyper.
I was half awake.
Your center zone. Did Kindness just... what is Kindness doing in the elimination feed? What is that?
What?
That's Kindness... What was that?
Puppeteers. Puppeteers.
Kindness's name popped up like 7 times in a row.
Maybe interesting. Could be just a little bit of shenanigans. Take a look at 24K, getting a nice shot there onto Ace of Spades. Beautifully done. And now in 39 seconds, the question is going to be ensued of which team's going to have the most eliminations. YKG, they did lose Chico. They are stuck in the blue zone here, which is pretty tough. Now, let's see this. I want to see if this works. Put him in the vehicle. You can.
There we
But
go.
he's about to die.
All
You
right.
could have just
Yeah, you
revived
can
him.
put knock players in the vehicle, and they get 24K to safety. That's a huge
coordinate this
mechanic.
right
I
here.
think that's going to change
Do you not
so
have like a
much
setup?
in competitive PUBG Mobile.
Yeah, and I don't think enough players are utilizing it because I still see teammates, right, drive up to their knock team and picking up the revive, and it's just a nade magnet, right? Passion Fruit here, finishing this up. Passion Fruit on an absolute tear. Still 4-up, looking in firm control of this fight. 9 eliminations, gonna make that 10, and then they're gonna make that 11. They're gonna take it all to the bank. Here we go.
Make it a baker's
Last player
dozen.
up.
Make it a dozen, just like that. Big Nate with 4, Juancho with 3. The curse is broken. All right. I'll tell you what. Which team will have the most eliminations? It's all Passion Fruit,
Yeah,
baby.
12 kills right now.
Yeah.
Yo,
So
PSF
gonna let
back.
the Passion Fruit get maybe up to 20. Maybe we'll see. I mean, this next rotation, all they really got to do, they're gonna clear out their eastern side because they've been fighting everyone there, and it's Speedfire. Not the
Okay, this is like a
most
20-point
team,
game for us
so
at least.
Passion Fruit really do have their work cut out for them right now.
This is the game,
See
though.
very soon.
This is it. This is it. 12 eliminations. Could be the turn. Could be the turn for them. Let's see how they finish out here. So you're gonna see YKG take. Okay, they're gonna go to that bowl right there. Fears gonna get that finish there. Onto Luong, and let's see how he handles the rest of the lobby. And Hyper. Mike just was a player on that rotation, but he does get away. Wow, I'm surprised.
There's a lot of
Don't you got 3.5 KD right now? Yeah, he's
and
farming.
he was using every dip as like cover as he was driving back, so very well done. And Hyper, hold that execute coming straight in. YKG getting
Rip-
knocked right now.
Rip Fears, dude. He just
down to 2. Is this a push play?
yo blow up the
Do they
fucking
go for
buggies.
it?
You have vision on the buggy. Blow up the buggy.
Joey. Dun, dun, dun.
You would
Oh,
kill
the vehicle
too.
exploded. He decides to take the tank first.
Joey's gonna
That
throw
should be within nade range. That's in Molly range. Yep. Here comes
got
the
3
Yo,
nades.
cook it a little bit. Cook
Yeah,
it a
he's
little
gonna throw
bit.
everything.
Yo, cook it a
He's
little
gonna
bit.
throw it all.
Yo, cook it a
Molly
little
comes
bit.
back in return.
Yo,
Trick
fake.
goes down.
Yo, fake.
Fate's
You're
on
scanning
fire,
in the Molly.
and down goes execute.
There we go. Now that
And he's gone.
I would
And he
say
waddled
is
away. Waddle.
yeah, Joey going right back to his teammate. He knows he doesn't need to beat there. And that's their only vehicle too, so he's definitely gonna go back for his teammate. As next circle shift is about to pop out, they are most likely gonna have to rotate once again. So this is the
PSF
YKG we're used to
full
seeing, right?
sending
They lose a
LTS?
player, but they'll trade it for like 3+
What is-
points. So let's see how much more they can do with 2. Passion Fruit on the north
Wait,
side.
why are we full sending them?
Still just taking fights
win
left
this.
and right. Can they win this one? It's down to Juancho in a 1v2, I think.
We got one. Juancho.
Oh,
Last
Juancho
player
got-
up.
did Juancho get 2?
Gets not.
Oh,
Actually,
there's
no, it's
some more.
Nate.
Where is Nate at?
Nate's so far away though. He's
What
not
is
going to
Nate
be able to
doing?
get. Okay, he does have a heal, but Fetty's going to go for the res. Nate's trying to take these crazy pop shots. I think his whole team's about to get sacrificed, and he realizes it.
yeah, he
So
doesn't have
if
to
he
go
was there, this would have been an
What was the
easy
play here?
finish. But now the entire team of Lotus is going to get up. That's what happens, you know. Sometimes you take those splits, you're forced to. Nice shots on us. Nice shots. Nate almost getting taken out there. Yeah, and ooh, those shots hurt as well. And with stage 5 coming on up, this Papa Blue's going to put some
Your buggy got
punishment on
popped?
there. But 13 eliminations, I think, is something
Makes
to
sense,
definitely
makes
be
sense.
proud of on the side of Passion Fruit.
Yeah. Some people might say Nate should have been with the team, but honestly, I think it's a synergy thing. Juancho could have played a little bit more back, a little more passive to bait in the line of sight for Nate. Now Nate's still going to put in the work. He's still going to win this 1v3 potentially.
Yeah,
Gets
but
a
go for the
second one.
thirst there. You
Oh,
had
I
10
thought
bullets
he
left
was
for your
gonna
reload.
get that.
That's
The
a free
hip
thirst,
fire.
and then you can hit the reload.
Not being nice to him there.
It was a good hip fire. If those bullets just happened to go and hit,
It looked
I
like
think
it
he
was
would have
gonna
got the
hit.
turn. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it
it just
shoulda hit.
wasn't fast enough. So Lotus, right?
Yeah,
Nice
Lotus
heads up play to
just
get that
died.
extra elimination. But with their position, good luck trying to get in this next circle, because now you got one of the most dominant players in this entire region. If not, no, I'm sorry, the most dominant player in this entire region. Kindness, the long-range legend, just staring
Koi,
at you.
you can't even control the 6x recoil and single fire. Like, what's going on?
Koi is absolutely safe to swing in this off angle to
Bop,
just pick
bop,
up the
bop,
points
this
now
shot was good.
rather than later. Usually we'd see N-Hyper all sit at the compound and just wait it out, but now they're being more aggressive and they're doing it correctly. They're not risking Koi.
They're not risking Koi as Koi's about to die.
It's in. Oh no,
No,
they are risking Koi here.
He's got to go back. Oh no, he needs to get in the vehicle. Yeah, drive back. Reverse. Yep, yeah, because
Why did you try to reverse? You're on
he
this.
jumped forward, he was knocked no matter what. So
yeah,
I mean,
you don't
do those
reverse there. You
off
turn it around because if you turn it around and you drive down forward, you're on the far side of YKG, which means they're going to hit the side of the car before you. But if you drive down backwards, they have a free shot on you.
Yeah,
Koi, come on, how do you not know this basic math?
YKG might feel comfortable crashing that compound if they're not in zone and the compound's in zone, right? So 2v3 way more doable.
We all picked passion fruit. YKG's got 10 eliminations though.
All right, we're in 10th place now.
YKG's got a lot of eliminations. They got 2 players still up. They can make it happen here. They can make it happen. So let's see if they are able to, as we look at the live rankings. YKG pushing themselves to 16th place. Just like that. Let's go. Not last. Hashtag not last.
Not last.
Where's it going? All right. Right on to
Here's the Zirkles, of course.
4-1-2
Here's
get a
always
little
has
blessing.
Zirkles, bro.
Excuse gets a little blessing as well. And Hyper, ooh, I think that's going to be a tough spot. I think they're going to be in the wide open as they push out.
All right, Chess, something's
Hyper,
happening.
they're probably going to take Betty's position. Because the north side's completely clear. They don't have to worry about the northern side whatsoever. That's a close push for them. There is some hard cover right there where Fetty is. And Hyper should be
Fierce
had 3 kills. She had 7. She got 4.
Trying to lock down 5. YKG. Let's see these shots.
That's for the first 2 days.
Miss, right? Probably going to take 20 bullets to get the knock. The spray?
Just a laser beam. Look at that spray. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Up to 16th is crazy.
And I guarantee you, Joey heard those bullets whiz by. He's like, that's in Hyper. That's in Hyper.
Hear me out. He knows it's in Hyper because of the fact that he killed one.
He doesn't have a working vehicle.
Oh, I thought that buggy was still alive, but I guess it was exploded.
Yeah,
that's tough. Yeah, no working vehicles. Maybe they just didn't want to risk it, because even that drive is pretty risky, to be honest.
They're using the smokes instead. Looks like in Hyper trying to do the same here now. Trying to make it towards Fetty. Smoking off their sight lines. Or not smoking off their sight lines, just trying to use the smokes to run in up. I think he's just trying to get close enough for a nade, and then they're going to take the vehicle to the shack. Yep. Now they're going to take that vehicle to the shack after he gets the easy knock. No, close.
Nice return nade there from Fetty.
Look at the guy.
Oh, getting shot from the back, too. This is the worst situation.
Yeah. Why isn't GK first?
He's trying to get a cheeky nade off, trying to see if he can get lucky, catch a couple players. Yeah, he thinks that players behind that tree. That's actually not a bad Molotov, to be
honest. Where the fuck is Rin?
Koi
IGL?
Disrupted. Oh, this one Hyper.
Koi can IGL.
This nade should be good. Let's see if he just nails it. Oh, hit him a little bit.
Maybe Rin had to do something.
Eats nades for breakfast.
Good nade.
Oh, that's it. That's it. 4-3, baby.
Good team goal for. I'm pretty sure he played for
breakfast, lunch,
right?
Not dinner though.
For YS?
That third nade was dinner. He got cooked.
Let's see who's gonna get cooked at the end of this match here. Okay, speed fire. Speed fire. I want to see something from you. I want to see something. Oh, nice shot in return. Okay, I thought we were gonna see him go down, but Cesar does catch Chronix. And now they're starting to focus on every area. Oh, Arevalo ate that nade. And some good suppressive. I like those smokes, especially if those smokes were on the side of Speedfire. Those are great smokes. It completely eliminated their sight lines and allowed them to be able to get those nades off.
Yeah. But Excuse does have an interesting split here. Got a 2-2 going on here. 2 of the players at the shack can kind of maybe support the other 2, at least against Speedfire. See where the next circle goes. As in Hyper, yeah, they do make it in with the 3 players.
That was really good, even with subs.
Imagine if Koi
because it is extremely bad.
Koi didn't go for that off angle to try and nab up those points, and Hyper could be doing so much more. But with 3, they could still easily take this as we head into the next circle shift right here.
Get some WD-40
East, West,
really quick.
center up. Which
What do you mean? My
way is
keyboard's
it gonna go, Jukes?
made like that.
YKG needs it, and they don't get it. So why?
Wasn't the classic player doing better though?
He just stopped, and she's like, "Well,
The classic player's
boys,
been
it's
doing
been
better
fun."
than Kindness is like a demon,
Because
bro.
getting into this next zone ain't gonna happen.
Kindness is
Ain't
MVP
gonna
in the
happen.
region right now.
Maybe if he tried to run back into the water and swim, but he ain't gonna make it there. So that's it for YKG, most likely, right? So let's see if they can try and catch one of the players from Hyper. Maybe even Kindness on top of that roof, because Kindness gets knocked there. He is not getting picked up.
No, but it's Kindness.
It is Kindness. That is
you
a
peek
factor.
at Kindness, and Kindness speaks at you, he wins that 99% of the time.
Oh, and look
He
at
is
the
using a
vision he
UMP
has.
though.
Crow with a nice knock there on a free point. 3 points. Liam just a little bit too spread out. I don't think he's gonna be able to get that res off. And oh, look at that!
Kindness. That was Kindness.
Unbelievable.
From distance.
Look how much control these guys have. Kindness! Oh, does get popped out! So, hey, if you're going to take them out, that's the time to do it. They do have this tank. Oh, yeah, but... Oh, they have the shack. So they're possibly going to make it to that shack, but I don't think that shack's even in the zone.
Joe is
so,
6 KP.
Yeah. I mean, YKG's trying to make a miracle run, and they're taking advantage of these all these fights going on here. Great utilization of smokes. The fact they
I just
made it
butchered
this
the
far
word enough.
is
Holy
huge.
shit.
Do they have any more smokes, though? They need them. Oh, never mind.
No, I think they're gonna be done for here. And Hyper with the nades coming in.
Sure.
And they're not in zone. That should be the only thing in Hyper's looking at right now, because that's the only team not in the zone. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, nice shots there. Oh, great shots there from Joey. Oh, okay. It was cool. It was cool to watch. You know what I'm saying? Saw a little sign of life there. YKG putting up a big 11 eliminations. That's pretty hyped to see. But I'll tell you what, man. You know, it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back within Hyper. And Hyper gonna
YKG's
put
back.
some crazy points on the board this game.
You never know.
Definitely. So I'm just glad to see YKG showing some signs of life, right, coming into today. So that's a great one. And it's like the YKG we're used to seeing. They're able to fight. They might lose a player here and there, but they're trading it for like 3+ points for each player. So it looks great. Speedfire still with 0 eliminations. Speedfire definitely taking their time playing the slow, which I don't mind.
Oh, and then I found Joey.
You know, execute it all the way.
I don't know,
through.
bro.
They
Joey's
can't
the
just
next
play too
Coops,
fast
dude.
now and
Like,
make a slip up. So we'll see how they do.
he's
as
literally
they
the
push
next
towards
Coops.
Excuse.
Uh-oh, maybe a run over coming up. Oh,
Brother,
he tried
you
to
wanna
go
look at the
for
edge of
it,
the map
but
where people
missed.
might be,
Maybe he
like,
was just
what are you
rapping,
looking at?
didn't know a player was there. But we're seeing trades come out back and forth on this side of the map, and Hyper is just licking their chops because they're saying, you know what, this is third-party time most likely, and yup, here they come. Oh, and beautiful.
Repasando sus mejores jugadas, acá vemos cómo ya se baja 2 jugadores y le sale el tercero, le quedaban 4 municiones en la escopeta, no hicieron falta, solo una bala en el pecho, un cartuchazo lo manda a dormir.
Sí, las mejores jugadas, curiosamente como mencionábamos, en el mapa de Miramar, resaltando, ella salía contra el ending de partida donde quedaba...
Chat.
Made from Chronix. Matt blowing up the vehicle. A smart
He
idea
nades, I know.
here. Because he's going to need
You got
all the
nade
real
right
estate
before
he
he
can
threw his
get. Oh, nice
Oh,
nade
that looks
too.
good.
It looks real good. Just too short.
You see, jump toss that one.
Oh, Kai!
There it is.
Said that. Oh, you know what? That was a range check. We got it dialed in. And goodbye. Top 3 situation. Here we go. Between Excuse, Mizexis, and Hyper.
And Hyper really pinned in by both teams right
Yo,
now.
is this an Excuse
Hyper
win?
can't
What's the
much
fuck?
here. He's wide and open. Excuse still playing it very disciplined, not going
Never
for
mind,
the
Mizexis
full-out
wins. There's
spray.
no way
Gonna take a
Mizexis
quick
loses,
beat,
right?
Take a quick beat back. Last player of Hyper should be going down any second now. Yeah, you can see him trying to suppress as much as he can because he's just in the open. Kai, you got to make sure your teammate doesn't get thirsted. Okay. Gets
Play
the revive.
carefully. And he is gone. So that was in Hyper. Nothing they can do in that situation. but still a dominant performance regardless. Meanwhile, Mazexis, right, trying to take out Excuse. That's one of their players down. Excuse is actually in a really bad spot here. This should be Mazexis' game. Yeah. Here comes Papa Blue, ready to punish him. And goodbye. Are they going to deny the point?
They're going to try. Nope. But it's a little bit too late.
Why are you tanking 17 ticks a zone just to run in at 1 HP and die anyway? Like, wouldn't it be better to go in earlier? You know, just say fuck
If
it.
it wasn't for N-Hyper, I think we could have seen Excuse definitely, you know, separate out a little bit quicker and had a chance in that 4v3. But Mazexis get the chicken dinner. Mazexis showing up in this one. 1,022 damage received and only 719 done.
3-kill win.
3 eliminations, not the biggest of chicken dinners, but a win is a win.
Yeah, not able to get too many of those confirmations, but like you said.
Chat, what is this dude looking at? What is this fucking dude looking at? Why are you looking at the fucking ground? Look at the fucking camera when you take a picture,
Take
bro.
those points as much as you know. That's gonna definitely hype them up. But Zexis, one of those teams, right? That's just kind of been hot and cold this tournament. But look at this,
Most damage, longest they live. Joey 6 kills. Why does bro look so awkward this big? Yeah, fuck that shit. You still got the same amount of points? I think we got like one less, maybe. Oh no, we got 14 points because we got 13 kills and 1 placement point.
Yay! Mazexis. No, wait, hold on. Yeah, YKG is back? Question mark? Maybe. I like the play. I like what they were able to do too. If you can pull out the match ranking for us, Cam. I mean, yeah, at one point we're like, okay, what are they trying to go for here? And what was it that you told me? And exactly it happened.
I said they were waiting when it was just the two of them up on the left, the west side of that beach. All they had was a small little bit of sand to hide.
This is like an even as fuck
The question
game.
was like, are they going to beat the 9 points?
13,
Not at all. They were going to wait for N-Hyper. There was always the possibility that N-Hyper would swing down onto their angle.
They did a lot of
but in
things
either
at 0
case,
points.
They still had the timing. They knew that they needed N-Hyper to move first, and they capitalized on that, even getting Kindness down. And then that final 2 versus 2 with the blue right at their back at the shack, they made it very close in the shoot-off with N-Hyper. So there was a reality that they could have gone forward even further in this match. So the reason why we're not fully saying that YKG are back 100% is because this was just one match. But wow, what a 180-degree turnaround from this week so far.
It was, and I'm kind of with what Jukes was saying too. They needed Joey to step it up, and that was the player as we're able to see, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to see in a bit too. He was able to step it up in a big way. By the way, N-Hyper, something that we do need to mention, as we saw the match report there earlier with the casters. FS, they ended up putting a new player. Good to see that they're kind of keeping him warm. I doubt we'll end up seeing him in finals, but it'll be kind of fun if we do. And then Passion for Esports, 13 eliminations. Like, this is a team, but this is a team that I get so hyped about when I see this kind of elims. But then we go to the placement points, and it's just the same story over and over again.
Okay.
There's no placement points.
But if you can get 13 elims every single time, that is not far behind where N-Hyper are peaking at right now with their points per game this week. So, like,
yeah, but we don't get 13 points every game.
They're tied with
we get the
YKG
same
and
amount of
N-Hyper in
placement points every
overall
game.
points
So
from this entire
we get
match.
4 kills,
Also,
5
I just
kills,
realized
and then die.
Mazexis won the round, and they're in 4th place overall. That's how insane these 3 teams did in the fragging department. They left nothing on the battlefield for anyone else to pick up. But that's kind of what you expect from a circle that continues to shift onto the beach like this, where it's just one team that just bulldozes from edge to edge into edge. Let's see what the second half of this match ranking is, though. But I can guarantee it's going to be a lot of zeros.
Yeah, so what I heard right from you is you want Passion for Esports to just keep on getting 13 elims or more, and we'll be happy.
Yeah,
even if they end up getting 1 placement point. Yeah, I'm
right.
I'm with you on
that's
that.
what worked for them. That's what worked for them phase 2.
Unlikely.
I said in the very beginning, yeah, okay, 13 is unlikely, right? But like high elimination rounds, right? What I said in the very beginning of this week is that part of me, like, you know, on paper, they should cool it down a little bit, not go so aggressive in the mid game. But when you're getting that many points, like, you know, it just tells me that that's just their style, that's how they play, and it worked here. So if that can continue working once again, if we see phase 2 Passion Fruit and not
works here because
phase
there's
3,
like 8
1,
feeder
2
teams.
Passion Fruit Esports.
That shit doesn't work anywhere else,
right? Like getting
in
those
Pakistan.
final podium finishes can be important, but you got to like get there in the first place. And how they seem to get there into a podium is just get a lot of elims.
Yeah, I'm usually hyped out about elims, but I need to start seeing more placement points. Sorry, Passion Fruit. I just need to start seeing those placement points because you're not going to end up being within the top 5 when you do end up making it to finals. And if you end up going to Americas, I mean, we know what the Brazilian teams are going to be doing. So please,
that's an entirely different conversation. I'm talking in terms of North America. in terms purely in North America.
Know about the game? Holy shit!
Now a team that we are kind of a little bit hyped about seeing them perform there in the last one, considering that there was only 2, and even whenever YKG was fighting in Hyper there, by the way, I feel like if it wouldn't have been for YKG, Joey, and their positioning and the way that they decided to take on that fight, I feel like in Hyper would have actually...
Fear 0 knocks, 0 kills, more damage taken than he's done.
Some points here. I mentioned it earlier, Joey with those 6 eliminations.
Yep. Part of me wants to say, I don't like that this looks like just a one-man army with the numbers that Joey is putting out. But when you need something to start that fire, this is sort of like numbers that we're not unused to seeing from YKG back in spring with Joey leading the way and then 24K being there on the follow-up. So the expectation now is that this is the starting position for the rest of the day and hopefully the rest of the weekend. Throughout the rest of the matches, Chico and Fears should also be inputting more with damage and eliminations. And also, not to mention that this circle, this playing field, going towards the beach and all that is very weird to play around. So also want to take that into consideration. But, you know, the point is that this is a really strong starting point, even if Joey is having to sort of like drag the rest of his team into the game and like almost like you got to push a friend in the pool who's scared of the cold water, right? Like he's just got to start the game happening.
Yeah, and I mean, even though it is usually a bad circle to play with and a bad area to play with, I mean, this team kind of knows it like the back of their hand since they do end up landing on Primors too. So I feel like that's ultimately what ended up helping them out too. Even though they just had 2 players, they were able to rotate it out so well. And I was talking about Passion for Esports. You're hyping them up in regards to LMs. I want to see more placement points. Let's look at the player stats because I felt like Nate was almost able to clutch up there. He was a little bit far away from his team ultimately, where he wasn't able to back him up in the fight in the last fight, but overall this stats, I mean, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I actually don't think Nate being so far away from the team was like a throw in any sense. I think when you're on the edge like that across the hills, you want to have a little bit of
not being with the team was through, but Har got shot out. If he was with them, he would have got the last guy, or should get the last guy.
That it just, you know, the
and
execution was not
they would have
there
got 4 more kills and had cards.
But they had so many eliminations up to this point, so much damage coming on in. Nate is still a powerhouse player.
Yeah, and all it takes it's just Nate to have one highlight play, which we saw.
Is Joey the only top player in YKG?
Yep. It almost happened here in that
all
last
4 of them
match.
should be top players in North America.
And then the rest of the team is going to start turning it up, which they already have. So maybe we'll end up seeing another 10+ ilms out of them. Who knows? Who knows? They are going to play in the next match. So we'll have to wait and see. It is going to be Miramar, so Hot Juke, Sute. Let's see what Miramar's got for us.
Woo! Let's go, baby. We
Yo,
are...
this don't look like Miramar.
Over here, Sute. We're getting chilly, baby, because we got some big action for you guys. I'll tell you what. You know what, Cameron?
Chad, this don't look like Miramar, if I'm being real with you.
That it was a throw for Nate to be on the off angle, and I will say,
Speaking coach, nobody listens. Joey just needs a better team. Like he needs
so
not a better team. He needs to drop fears and get Fate. There you go. There we go. That's what they need.
I will say this. Sometimes it's better to have
and then they just need to listen to Fate, and then Joey just co-IGLs and shit.
Right? You know, sometimes you have to learn those lessons.
Fate needs a team that listens. So Casper like is brain dead basically half the time.
Having some of that separation does work.
And then you have Trick, who has like no awareness the other half time. And then Kill Switch who's washed as fuck. And you have Tinta who's washed as fuck.
Especially if you can afford it, you know. So hopefully that they learn that lesson. They have those conversations. They learn from it and are able to push forward because we've said it time and time again. This roster has what it takes, right? It's just that they're able to work together, and hopefully we can see that finally happen here at the end of the day.
What's like global warming?
Yeah, and there's so many ways to play that situation too, right? If you send all
what
4
if Fate with his PMPL slot? Just
in that
sell it.
4v4 fight, they don't have much room to work with. One nade can
let
take
the team
down
have it
2
or some shit
players.
if they run it that
A little
bad.
bit of separation. So with it being a little bit separated,
Or
if you're winning the
this
fight,
game?
and you're down to that 1v1 in the front lines with Nate all the way in the back, you could also argue you shouldn't, you know, hard push that. You should play back
right? Yeah,
enough
the last
to pressure within the support lines or supporting sight lines of Nate. So
all that boils down to is team synergy.
He doesn't play
right?
PMPL. He doesn't play comp
Which
anymore.
one
He's just
are
on the
you
roster.
gonna do? And you gotta execute
Why'd you
it
uncrouch?
correctly all the way through. G won't.
Oh, the drop!
the quick drop shot.
Oh,
It almost worked.
missed.
It
Also, why do you
almost
drop shot in a doorway?
It was a nice try. It was
You
a
can't
nice
move
try.
left or right.
Wall Street Bets will get the first one.
Let's take a look.
So you're saying
here.
Fierce
Yeah,
is bad?
that's tough, you know,
Fierce is
but you
bad
always
for
wish
that
they
team.
could,
He
though,
doesn't.
sometimes
Fierce just gets ran through 90% of the
But
time.
yeah, you know what? You're right.
Like he
I
gets
mean,
awareness check.
having separation
He's always
is
first
how
dead.
the place
And
you
it's
put
just like they're a
yourself in is
three-man
so
majority of the time.
important too, right? Are you putting yourself in a
Like he's a
position
good
where
North
you
American
cover,
player,
you're not-
but
you're
like
not
we
putting
saw in
yourself
America,
at
he just
risk?
got
Is it
folded.
really worth it? Are you going to be able to
Absolutely
support your
ran
team
through,
in
you
case
know.
they get pushed, you know? So many questions, so many questions.
So they need someone that can
You know
like
what?
listen.
Like I said, hopefully they learn
AKA
from it and
Fate
move
that
on.
can
One
IGL.
player in particular that I always
Fate's
like to look
IGL
at least
multiple
in this
Americas.
spot,
He's
Koi,
played in
when it
many
comes to
Americas.
obstacles. Because his decisions
And then
on
put
where
Joey
he plays
at
himself,
just to
for the
support, you
most
know,
part,
a
I mean,
co-IGL
sometimes
player,
they're
and
very
then boom,
risky.
you
We saw
have
in the
the
last match,
best roster
right?
in NA easily.
It was a great angle. Like I think that it was a solid one. He just got caught from YKG.
Yeah, always shared though, bro.
So I think
Not
it
really.
comes down to like where he
XC
could have
Lancer
positioned
sometimes.
his vehicle. He could have pushed up a little bit further too. You know,
I
instead he
think
kind of
some pre-smokes would have been good too.
Yeah,
The second he
yeah.
arrived there, dropped
Mhm.
down some smokes on his back.
for sure. You know, so there's always questions like that kind of go into the air. But you know, for the most part, where he places himself is very, very critical for the rest of the squad. So hopefully, we could see some teams make those decisions and grow as time goes on. But speaking of grow, this zone all the way to the southwest.
Dino Park?
Please.
Could be Dino Park. Dino Park is center, and we all know Vikendi loves to center up, so maybe we'll center on to Dino Park as this fight's still continuing. Skills of Mine versus the Wall Street Bets team. Wasted in a 1v2 situation, trying to get to. Wasted gonna play slow, wait for backup. It looks like he is gonna try and stall a little bit.
Why are you trying to jump shot against the guy with a DBS?
The DBS thinks differently. Wasted. Gets wasted. Skills of Mine now down to only 2 players. Down to 1 now.
Trixie.
It's all on to Trixie boy.
Trixie has been, I mean, it's always Trixie, right? It is always Trixie up for Skills of Mine. What do you feel about that, Zoo? I kind of posed this question before, and now that we've had a lot more games, a lot more data to go by it, I want to pose
What do
a
you think?
question for you.
What do you think that would make
he's
No Hyper a lot better?
He's-
Koi
he's-
not throwing.
make
I
sure
mean,
his legs are nice and ready for the rest of the match.
yeah, Koi not throwing. I mean, if you
You know,
we're talking about
so here's my
players,
question.
you would get
When it comes to
Long
Trixie
or
Boy, too.
Dong as their 4th.
We talk about it North
I
America.
think that would be the best
their biggest
roster.
downfall is the fact that after every tournament, teams split up, right? And they swap players. They don't stick together. They don't weigh the storm. They don't weather the storm. They don't go and put in that work. They don't talk to each other. They just kind of give up, and then you see players get swapped, right? Now, for a team like Skills of Mind and a player who's been very prominent like Trixie Boy, if you were just on the outside looking in, you don't know what's in, you don't talk to the players, you don't know what the intercommunication is, what do you think's best? Do you think it's best for them to stick together or go for it? But I'll answer that question in a little second, because here comes K19 against SLR.
Yeah, K19's going for it. Driving straight in 4v4 against SLR. I think it's a knock for knock. Yeah, it is a knock for knock. So both sides
Nice
with
swap.
only 3 up, that's a huge one. But
Let me
a
zone.
little overheat. The overheat. Too much. K19 down to just 1 now. It's all down to Tokido. What
He
can
was
he
so
do
thirsty.
here?
He was so thirsty.
HH is screaming, "I'm safe. Revive me." He gets thirsty. You're not safe.
But now,
Tokido's got to clutch this up now.
now Tokido's enraged. Now Tokido's
Oh,
enraged.
third party.
Oh,
Headphones?
goodness
Headphone
gracious.
awareness?
Goodbye.
Headphone
Baloof
check?
Chop Todd saying, "See ya, we'll take that all day long." And then now here comes the push onto SLR. I like the way Baloof Chop Todd is getting aggressive here. Use that util, just apply that pressure.
Chad, does this team stick
try
together
find
and get
some
better?
angles. You're
Or
gonna
what?
catch a knock most
No,
likely.
they
Oh,
fucking
never
disband
mind.
and all quit the
Long
game.
catches a
Every
nice
single
knock
one of them
in
except
return.
Bomba should quit the game.
And he gets caught.
Oh.
So, and both at the same time. That's
Oh.
it.
That's a nade for a nade for a nade for a nade. LSLR.
6x
Down
DBS.
to just 1. Oh yeah.
6x
Open
DBS.
up
Oh, he takes it
that.
off.
Oh, he takes. Yeah.
Oh, he's getting the CQC now. XCZ getting some nice little pepper shots
Some is
off,
bang
but
confirmed.
now they
I
know
mean, yeah,
exactly
good.
where he is. Little 180, trying to make some plays. XCZ, is he gaming? Let's see.
He's
Uh-oh.
getting damage.
He's
in.
gaming.
Damn.
Oh. Poppy
Third
sour.
party again? I see
Fourth
another
party?
player. I see a yellow. Who's
Is
that
X's?
yellow person? An inactive?
Do it.
No,
It's
inactive's
too far.
just curious. He's just curious.
No, I think he wants a piece, but he doesn't have a vehicle, and the rest of the team's too far away, so it's just impossible. So I think he's just looking for some intel. You know what I'm saying? Some information. As we take a look. Yep. There's a team there. You know what I'm saying? There's a team there. So very,
they definitely
very
know
nice.
which team it is. The important thing is, as passion fruit. Yeah, they should be good. They should be running back here. Zuko does go down. But I was just gonna say the important thing is that compound where that fight was happening is pretty center, and they know who it is. So if they keep track of the elimination feed, they'll know when they can drive over the third party, depending on what's happening in the feed. If they want that.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Don't they
another big
qualify this time?
storyline
I
too
haven't
is, of
been
course,
keeping
Blue
up
chopped
very
down with
busy.
5 eliminations.
No,
That's
Nova's
huge
in
'cause they're
first place right
trying
now.
to catch K19 for 16th place, so they're trying
Oh, you're
their
talking about
best to make it to that
Nova,
top 16,
not Nova
make it
Hyper.
on over
Okay.
to the finals. And I'll tell you what, 5 eliminations, the whole
Tell me
team
top
up
5
and
players
dead
according to
center
different race
in
in
this
NA.
circle. Ooh,
What
that's
does that
pretty
even mean?
good. Meanwhile, Butterfly Effect getting into it with Extreme Slayers. Extreme Slayers, man, we saw a flash in the pan, right, from them. Crazy performance, and then just kind of a little bit of a taper off, and now Remix getting caught, thirsted, Cloudy coming around. What happened? Extreme Slayers, gone.
I guess aggressor advantage, because I think Butterfly Effect just slammed into here and took the fight.
Oh my god,
I think
chat,
it's the
my favorite
opposite.
person in the world
I
just
think it was
texted
the
me.
opposite. Yeah, I think Extreme Slayers slammed into Butterfly Effect, and they just defended it so well.
Wow. Usually Extreme Slayers win those when they're on the aggression, so that is definitely surprising to see. Extreme Slayers, they're just like off and on, but their baseline's still like decent, right? They're definitely on the higher average of sides when it comes to points gained over the course of 4 to 5 games. But it's not the Extreme Slayers that we were hoping for, because they were really gunning it hard on the first phase.
So, you know, when it comes to Extreme Slayers, they're one of those squads that I look at, and I'm like, no matter how this ends, I want to see them stick together. You know? I want to see them continue to just try things out, get better as time goes on.
You're like
you know? But I was talking about
34th,
earlier, when it comes to
somewhere around there.
Silver Mind and Trixie Boy, right?
What's his thoughts
What
on
do you think's the best
communism?
option for that?
Chat, I think we should fucking just kill everyone. Like, I'm talking about like Eren Yeager type shit.
That's a squad that
Just mass murder, mass genocide. Everyone dies.
I see.
No one lives.
No.
Just like
I feel like that's not a good idea.
I think it's a great idea, because if we kill everyone, then global warming stops, or wherever the fuck global warming is, you know, and then the world just heals, and then evolution of animals just become better, you know, and then eventually humans are made again or some shit. I don't know how that shit works, bro. Something like that, you know.
It's not working out. So hey, skills in mind. If you're hearing this, you could take it 2 ways, right? You could use that clip, and you could use that as a boom to light a fire in you.
I think we should just
Prove
like
everybody
nuke
wrong,
everyone.
but
Like
you can get it done.
we
You
should
have
just have
time,
everyone
there's
send the
more years,
nukes at the
there's more
exact same
what's to
time,
come,
so they
right?
all land and we just
Or
everyone
Trixie
dies at
Boy,
once.
You know, with
You
how
know.
he performed, I wouldn't be surprised.
Like
if
the
he
world
gets
just
picked up
becomes
by
like
those squads.
insane
That guy
toxic
could
radiation,
definitely
kills off
get it
all the
done.
people.
So let's see how
So that way, like
this
only animals
game
and like the
ends
random parts of the
here in
forest are
Hyper,
living.
right?
And like
Stand up.
the
Really
random
good
humans that like
position.
live in the forest like
YKG
5,000
still
miles
alive
from any
here
like civilization,
with
you
4
know. Those
And,
people
they're
live.
on the
Those are
north
like the
side.
chill people. You know
So
what I mean?
It's going to be an interesting battle. I want to see a Dino Park finish, though. Come on.
I don't think it's gonna go that way.
Mavatra, most likely.
Execute in a great spot.
Wait, PSF plays this game? What the fuck?
Can get very clustered in the coming few
I forgot we
circles,
played
but
this game.
honestly,
We don't play the next game.
A lot of teams are already out, Jukes.
Chat, this is
The battlefield's looking. Yeah, the
PSF, we
battlefield's
can get some
looking
free
kind of
points here.
dry. We might go into a very slow standstill here just because there's so much real
How
estate
did everyone
still
die, bro?
open with so many teams out.
Right, you are. So, hey, the Hot Jukes, the Hot Zoo podcast has begun because this is stage 3 and half the lobby's gone. That is wild. I'll tell you what, why is it that Vikendi has like the hottest starts, even more than Stanhawk? I don't get it.
And it's because it's just such a big map.
It doesn't make sense.
that, You know, players know if they don't play fast, they're just gonna have to sit and wait for like the whole game until the end game, and then they're surrounded by a bunch of teams and they can't do anything. So may as well take the matter into their own hands right early on and just go for those isolated.
I forgot you
fights.
could
But
go
we
through
do
that
see a
swamp
lot
right
of
there.
third parties too because of that reason. You always get like a
Hope 6
handful
drop
of
5
couple
skills this
teams
match.
looking for those
I
early
will
game
for you.
fights, and one fight leads to another. that's how we get to this situation, Jukes, where half the lobby is gone by Circle 3.
Oh, wow. Baton
Yes,
saying, let me just try to get some sidelines here. Never mind.
Chat, who do you think shot on that team? Do you think it was Nate, or do you think it was Zuko or Valak that shot that guy?
Have you ever had a classic
Instead
match
of counting down 1, 2, 3 and then knocking him and maybe getting a thirst on him? Which player do you think?
Really crucial info. So, Snow Trails definitely a nice touch to the game. One thing, Jukes, that I'm curious about, right, with Execute right now. They're doing better. They're doing well. Do you think we're going to see that consistency for the rest of the day? And I'm not saying, like...
There's no way Everest Navy Seals one of us and gets a kill, right?
I'm just saying...
Juancho always counts down. He'll always call. If it's like that, if that guy's not even looking at them and he's like looking at somewhere else, he will call the 1, 2, 3 this guy.
And this is just my opinion. You want the I'm gonna give you the hot take opinion, okay? Okay. I did my hot take earlier. Fate, I need to see Fate learn patience. Okay? Period. Right? I mean, I can't get away from that one Sandhawk match where
there's no way. There's no way Mizexis Everest is gonna come out of the water, get an inchy knock, and then his other 3 teammates are gonna crash. There's just no way that's gonna fucking happen. Like, there's no way that's happening, right, chat?
What are you doing?
Right, chat?
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I will say that it's easy to get caught up in that because, you know, when you're in the intense moments of things, guys, especially if you're playing at this high level, it's really easy to get something we call tunnel vision. You know, you just get so focused that you just can't get off of it. That is
the counter. He's a D with the sprays pin.
1000% a fragger mentality. You just can't take your eyes off it. You don't even focus on the map, the circle, and to be honest with you, that is the worst thing that you can do if you're an IGL. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an IGL, you have to constantly have a step back. And you have to look at the circle. You have to look at the clock. Think about, okay, timing is coming up here. Maybe we have to leave this team alive because it'll be in our best interest to leave them alive, and so that we can third party them right afterwards, you know? You have to think as such. And so far from Fate, like, what I've seen from him is just like, oh, player move, shoot. You know what I'm saying? And until I see otherwise, I think I'm going to see this team
there's no
struggle,
way
you know
that happens, right?
But
like,
it's not...
So they're still going to make...
How the fuck did Everest get to that house?
100%. At least,
what the
at
fuck?
least in my eyes, you know, until I see something different where I could be like, all right, hey, you know what? They could have made the push. They could have taken out this team, but man,
they
made a really heads-up play. They had that trigger discipline, you know? But once that happens...
I call that the IGL syndrome, honestly, because I've been there too. When you're the IGL and you're just in the flow of making things happen right, calling things, constantly thinking what we should do next, it sometimes puts IGLs and players in a state of mind of like, I need to make something happen because I'm not hearing my teammates saying they're going to make stuff happen. So it's like, you feel like you got to make the next opening. You got to get the next lock because your teammate's not saying they'll do something. And it's really typical as a team. Like, you are supposed to be the one
kind
of directing things. You're also supposed to be patient enough to wait when you realize you can't do something. And just wait for your teammates to get the info to do something themselves.
Wait, he might actually have been AFK.
And you know what the hard part about it when it comes to Execute is that this team's, you know, they've been together for quite a while as far as like majority of the players have had experience, and the amount of experience that each individual player has blows my mind. So the fact that this is still a problem, it really, you know,
He was talking about Execute. He was talking about Execute.
So from what I've seen, they have changed.
Wait, this is a fucking great game for PSF. There's no way. We're chill. This is like a free top 3. Was he DC? Probably. Like, he was in the water the entire time, nowhere near his team.
It took them like 2 years, 2 to 3 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. This N-Hyper, like, N-Hyper's been changing like 1 to 2 players out each season. Like, every season, slowly changing this out, changing that out. But over the course of like 2 to 3 years almost, and now finally things are, you know, kicking in. So Execute's kind of on a similar path. I think Execute's kind of been in that 2 to 3 year mark, just as well. You know, changing players here, there, and
There's Def away,
here.
brother.
So
Zuko.
maybe soon enough, we're gonna see the execute.
Please tell me y'all don't lose the Lotus
kinda
2
pop
games
off
in a row.
That in Hyper is gonna do. That it is. Who knows? It might hit. It might not. In Hyper, definitely a surprise. We didn't know that it was gonna be this quick of a change up in Hyper. But hey, he did it.
Did indeed.
That-
All right, well, let's take a look, guys, at seeing
That's
which team
some shit I
is
did, bro. I
going
did it, yo.
to
Fuck it. Alright, Zuko's got this
finish
off
in the
angle.
top 3. So that
He just
is
has to
gonna
wait
be
for them to walk up, and then he gets a
interesting.
free opener.
I mean, right now you got Mizexis dead center, getting some nice shots on the Baluk Chop
Does
Don.
Zuko think he can get on the roof? He might be able to get on the roof.
That's
I'm
gotta
actually
go.
not sure.
That's gotta hurt them. But let's see.
Can they get on the
if
roof
they're
here?
able to finish this strong, as they have that most dominant compound in the map. Meanwhile, Passion Fruit gonna have to mount a defense because here comes Lotus Esports. Uh-oh, Passion Fruit is setting up a trap, but Zuko is moving a little bit and he gun switched. I wonder if they heard him or saw something. Nope, yep, they saw him. They saw Nate. Nate goes and fires the trigger. That is going to let them know exactly where he is.
Joey down.
Uh-oh, Kubi knocks Joey. So it looks like Butterfly Effect is getting
Zuko
into
need
the
to stop moving so
YKG.
much, damn.
Yeah, seems like it. Zuko. He's got to play that position
Straight
extremely
with
well.
the
Here's the fight.
nine.
Oh, double knock, and that's execute. From
No, but
distance
actually crashes this, right?
onto the back
Oh,
side, and
beamed out!
Fake
Jesus!
Here they come.
Brother.
Oh,
Brother.
Fake, the only one that I guarantee you, Fake called push, and now he's the only one there.
I mean, he had a teammate with him in his car, but he got instantly knocked out of the car, and now it's just, yeah, this is exactly one of those situations where it's like, yes, you got 2 openings, you gotta move quick, but how you do it needs to be correct, and just trying to do too much too fast, and the sight lines were just not safe enough to drive straight in, and now execute. Find themselves in the stires.
Where the fuck is Casper going?
Having to clutch this up a little bit, and Casper, I thought Casper went with kill switch, but yeah, okay, so I asked you earlier, Jukes, are we gonna see execute make those execute type mistakes? That is through and through, by the definition, an execute type mistake. They have the right idea, but just mistimed, mis-executed, and just not on the same page. And rushed. Patience, right? You said patience? That was not enough patience.
I'll tell you what, it's the hardest thing is in IGL because you can't see behind, you don't have eyes behind your back, right? So sometimes you just call push and you just push, right?
Yeah.
Thinking the rest of the team is with you, but you have to have awareness of where your team's position is, and you have to also have your team, you have to instill respect amongst your teammates to have them tell you, hey, no push, cancel the push, like, or too far away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In those situations, and the IGL has to respect that call in that time, right? So it's a really, if you're a team that hasn't learned that yet, it's so hard to break, you know. But you're gonna see plays like that happen time and time again if you still have that mentality.
And here's a nice little thing to think about for any aspiring comp players in a similar situation right there, right? When you get a double knock, it takes like maybe 4 to 5 seconds for their teammates, maybe 3 to 4, for them to run over for the revive, because they have to crawl somewhere safe, and then they have to touch the revive, which takes another 7. You actually have a lot of time. You don't have to rush immediately into bad sight lines.
Kills per ring
So
better than half.
You have more time to work with
NA?
than you might think off of a
He's a
double
better
knock.
team.
And speaking about double knocks, dude.
Wait, what the fuck happened? I look away for 2 seconds.
This is not looking good. Valak is the last one up, and they only have 1 point so far.
Okay, so half of NA is randos that bought slots, and the other half are like semi-decent players. So like saying he's better than half of the slot buyers is, or like all the slot buyers is like, you know.
Might just make it across here, and he does. Talked about that tunnel vision, right? Chico hard scope, didn't see Valak run right below him, and it was, like I mentioned earlier, right? That's 6x. I think the edge of the scope blocked those smokes so well, you didn't even see him. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still looking over there like,
yeah, he's like, wait, when those smokes come down, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, he's thinking he's still in there and hasn't crossed over, but they have indeed crossed over. Execute taken out. We got N-Hyper on the west side looking pretty good. Kindness is knocked. I think more of them are getting knocked right now. Valak
going negative right now.
Cannon open, goes down. Lotus will pick that one up. New circle shifting
that
out here.
WSD
Wall
one?
Street Bets get a nice circle on the top hill, but YKG is also right behind Wall Street Bets on an even higher ground. Wall Street Bets need to be a little bit careful about this one. YKG 9 eliminations. 3 players still
Patrick
up.
did like Odo back in June.
YKG back, looking like it.
I mean, that's back-to-back games. That's back-to-back games. I'll tell you what team that's still alive, though, is Ed Hyper. They have 2 knocked, 1 player still up. And actually, they did get their reses off. And they are at the edge of this circle. But yeah, trying to get into this zone is highly unlikely. So they are at Hyper, I will say that. We could always see some magic happen. But yeah, this circle is a tough one for them.
Yeah, that's
Half the slot bars, then you got the ones that just hold their slots in 2019.
Missing a little bit of the initial shots, the headshots immediately afterwards. And he gets the thirst. Doesn't even go down.
Wow.
Half these teams have not been here since 2019.
Right
the only the most OG team here is like Nova Hyper.
When a player can shoot that much for
and then you have like X, you would be the other team. Ms. X's is basically a completely new team. But they still have their 2 best players, or
that's N Hyper free.
2 second and third best players.
Gracious. This is ridiculous. N Hyper in this spot. I mean, even when they're so down and out, they still somehow, right, to put up a fight that makes it so difficult. They do go out there, right? So they are out there, but I mean, man, that delayed butterfly effect is so much. And meanwhile,
all right.
see
Extreme Slayers, they've been here a bit. We'll call rando team about the slot. We'll see Ice team. OG. Joey's been playing. Joey Fierce, 24 Chico have been playing a while, but they've never been the same team.
The prediction might not work out as Lotus is pressing on them hard.
Yeah, 24K on the high ground. I think he has sightlines, which is why he has.
They removed their slots to make them qualify again.
He's getting lit up right now, so Lotus is aware of that position. He's going in close.
What I think they should do.
Oh, hold on.
Is hear me out, chat.
Caught 2 of Lotus. The 24K.
Is I think
from the high ground,
they do PMCO again, but for NA, right? Everyone, no one gets a slot except the top 5 PMPL America team or some shit maybe.
Hate to see that. Meanwhile, we see
and so
effect.
Here's what you do: is Monday, Tuesday,
again, 5 eliminations just on
Monday,
Cloudy.
Tuesday, Wednesday. You play 5 games a day, right? It's the qualifiers. Whatever group you're in for that day, you play 5 games a day. Anyone can sign up, just like this PMCO. And then Saturday, Sunday, you play, or Friday, Saturday, whatever you want to do. You play 2 days of the top 16 from that 3 days that they play. And it's like 6 games each, so it's 12 games. 12 games like semifinals, basically. And then the top whatever teams from that qualify, like top 8. And then you go to like a 32 bracket stage for PMCO after those, like you do it like 4 more times, so you get 32 teams, and then you do a whole PMCO league thing. You just this group plays this group this day, next day this group plays this group, and then boom, you go to the semifinals where you have 24 teams, you have groups which are each game, and then boom, you have finals, and the top 11 teams from that qualify to PMPL, and then boom, you have the 5 American team and the 11 new PMPL teams.
And they don't know Cloudy made it across, so if one of Lotus gets knocked, something interesting can happen. But yeah,
that was so lucky for Cloudy. Yeah, oh, he stole it.
Cloudy got there first, so now Cloudy's gatekeeping along with the rest of Lotus. It's gonna come down to 1v3.
Daddy, peek up and shoot him, please.
Still 1v3, but Baton.
Nice.
Can he make the magic work? He does not. It is Lotus Esports with 12 elims.
Wow.
They've got the zone, but they fought their way in every step of the way. 12 elimination chicken dinner.
Show what place did we drop to? I think we dropped placements. We're 11th. Wait, we're like 10th from show, actually.
Cloudy as well. We saw him get some good solid eliminations in an earlier match, and
we've got like 20 points a day. It's not bad.
7 eliminations, 1,100 damage.
Why she got her fucking mouth open, bro?
I always love to see.
Why her head tilted too? Why you got your arm like that? Is she sitting down in a chair? Chat, why can't you just look straight at the camera? You know what I mean, chat? I just dropped my phone on the floor. Holy shit. Dude, Jason doing something for the first time in his life? Holy shit, chat. Holy shit.
Good job for those two, and
yeah, but that top 5 should be team total points through PMPL. Sometimes the she is team get lucky. Nah, it should be just finals, in my opinion. Finals all that matters. League stage don't mean anything.
We're gonna be right back after these highlights.
People think league stage matters. It matters to a certain extent, but all that really matters is finals. And if you make top 5 in finals, you're chilling. There's also bonus points to the league stage. So, you know. I mean, TP made World, or not World, they made Americas and they were like 13th at league stage, so, you know, anything can happen. And also, Lotus is top 5 right now. With that logic, Lotus will be in it again in their ass.
Lotus Esports finally giving us that chicken dinner. We've been wondering where they have been, even though they have, you know what, been very consistent in regards to being towards the top 8 at least. But we finally get that chicken dinner out of them. Let's pull up the match ranking because there is another team that I feel like I gotta give them even more props because this is the team we were talking about at the beginning of the day too. They needed to push up. Butterfly Effect, 12 eliminations. Hold on. Let me clean my eyes. Am I seeing that right, Cam?
Yeah, 12 eliminations for the Butterfly Effect Esports. They started off pretty early, I think, in this match. There was a lot of fighting really early on in this match, partly because everyone just knew once it went towards that west side, they knew that Central City was going to be an important part of this map. But yeah, 12 elims for Butterfly Effect, but also 11 for YKG. Both of these teams not only trying to climb out of the bottom of this phase's overall ranking, but like Butterfly Effect, they just need to get higher in general. They're trying to face up against K19, who are currently holding down that 16th place in the overall standings to make it to the finals next weekend. And with K19 having gone out early again, this is looking really, really good for a Butterfly Effect on that climb.
It is, and I mean, Baluk Shatan is another team we gotta mention as we heard Hot Dukes talking about them. Even though they didn't get any placement points, 5 points. This is a team that's trying to catch up K19 as well. That's good for them. I want to go to that second page because I want to see how some of the other teams did. Earlier, we were talking about passion for the esports. Can they continue to get those elements? Can they continue to maybe start getting some placement points? You know what? I can't even judge you, passion for the esports, because you actually kind of got the same points, placement points, and elimination points. Dang it.
See, this is what I'm saying. They got placement points, no elimination points to back it up. Just go all in on the elim. No, for Passion Fruit specifically, it's because they tend to be better when they're the aggressor team. But in the mid game, with the way that the circles actually favored them on that coastline, they didn't have a lot of opportunities to be aggressive. And when they did, they were pushing up against Wall Street Bets in that one tower, and it was also, I believe YKG at that point already had that angle to the north on the high ground, so it was actually a really bad spot by the time they did find an opportunity to fight and push. So I'm not going to put this as a mark against them necessarily, but they're not going to be back in the way that YKG are in terms of what we're sort of looking at for how can these teams that are struggling grow today.
Yeah, and by the way, execute with those 3 points. I feel like we have to mention it too. The casters were talking about it. Fate decided to just fully send it. His team was a little bit delayed for that, and it didn't send it with him. Fate got knocked, and then it kind of started spiraling down for execute, as they only end up with 3 points there. But overall, you know what? I'm happy with what I'm seeing there out of YKG. I'm happy with what I'm seeing out of some of the other teams. By the way, N-Hyper continue with FS for the roster. I think if I'm not mistaken, they ended up replacing Rin. Probably we might end up seeing that for the rest of the week, which will be interesting because, I mean, they have that gap, right? They have that time frame to work with, the points to work with too.
Yeah, because for them, it's about the placement points. They're already going to the finals next weekend anyway. It's mathematically impossible. And for them, it's about the placement points, but even that, they have such a lead on it that, you know, maybe if we head into Sunday and, like, Nomads are right up neck and neck with them, then they might bring Rin back. You know, like, I could see that as being the purpose of this swap around right now. But, like, talking about people contesting their spot at the top, Extreme Slayers, really quiet rounds. So as far as, like, they actually, this is the first time I think I've seen them this week where they got 0 points today. So as far as that, like,
you're kind of talking about it, Cam. Let's actually pull up the overall so we can see how that's currently working out. Because I'm pretty sure with the performance Stream Slayers is currently having, I mean, they're just gonna they're 7th place. Wow.
Yeah, overtaken by Mazexis, overtaken by Lotus and Wall Street Bets. Like, it's the slow slide for them that's sort of the worrying factor. I know an assassin is in their logo. They like to go, like, not be noticed. And I think we've commented on it a few times that we sort of don't really notice them a lot, and they just happen to be in the top 4. They're missing that, like, X factor that's really going to bring them back over the top. And we have multiple teams that are firing, like, a lot faster now that we're at the end of the line of this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, for a team that came in.
All right, John, I'm back. I got this holy 60-point gap.
much, and I feel like we do need to see some kind of reaction for them. I'm not gonna write them off because we've seen them out of Extreme Slayers in the past too. But
How much is
like
bonus points in front of us? 6 host people.
just come down
I know how to run shit, bro. I know how the format should be. I know how shit should work. So I've played this game for 17,000 years.
Get a little bit stronger for me. Lotus Esports, by the way, the reason why I was mentioning them earlier too is because this team, I feel like they are that quiet team. They have gotten chicken dinners in the past, but I kind of want to continue to see them here starting to get chicken dinners. I want to start continue to see an improvement in the way they're playing, an improvement in the way they're finishing matches.
I ran a hot sauce chat.
Team that's been so consistent there with the top 8. I feel like
I made
if
nachos.
they can get those chicken dinners down, they might be able to actually push towards the top 4, the top 5 when we go to the finals.
Okay, look at this. On the second page, YKG have springboarded themselves up with the past 2 rounds into 9th place. That's a really good send of numbers up that way. Butterfly Effect, even with the previous game, still in 16th here on this week. But again, for them, it's not about the weekly ranking. For them, it's about
Push the boats versus finals.
overall league.
You can get like 30 total,
Yeah,
I
and if
think.
we are going to be looking at that weekly ranking, they
Or you can
wanna
get 40
stay
total,
above
is the
K19,
max we
and
can
they want
get.
to start building a gap with K19. So I'm pretty sure we're going to start seeing that here at some point. By the way, I wanted to go back a little bit more towards Lotus Esports. I want to continue to see it, Lotus. I want to continue to see it. You guys are going to be playing this next match, so let's see if you guys actually can get maybe back-to-back. That'll be amazing.
Wait, we sitting out this match yet? We are, right?
And welcome back. We're back on to Erangel in the back-to-back for Lotus. That's a tough task, but they did have a big one, and they really played it well all the way to the end, getting that chicken dinner. So we'll see what they can do this match. Playing path looking very nice for all the teams involved, and it should be a clean start. I don't think we'll see anything too crazy with a playing path like this, unless we get a military circle or something wild like that, Juice.
Looks clean. Looks clean. I mean, dead down the center. You don't have to worry about nothing for the most part when it comes to this playing path. So I am looking at the top, though. We are starting to see Excuse and Execute kind of lead in similar paths. So I wonder if they're both like vehicles. Well, it looks like they decided to do a split.
Hey, top 3? What was your top 3 in?
Lean off a little bit more towards that.
How's did you chow down his chips, bro?
Meanwhile, Excuse
They're
is
just
gonna rock
going
that
for
Saberti split. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just going for the vehicles for their tried and true 4th George. They love that spot. And I think they haven't changed it since I was on Execute. That's where we started off on Erangel. Played North George pool and then played the rest of the match from the edge fighting in it. And that's Circle's definitely going to help out with that North George. I'll tell you what,
huge.
it's not a military circle. That's the tough one for Execute. But a northwestern zone, again, we've had this at least once now. We saw last time in Hyper, 68 damage received, 2,000 plus done in a circle like
Chat,
this. When it kept
this is a
going.
good zone for us too,
So
but we're not in the game.
Some teams took some notes of that split that in Hyper was pulling off there.
This could get interesting. Okay. Zarky is still in play. There's a chance. There's a chance. We could get that legendary Zarky finish. I've only seen a hand-cooked bull in my entire PUBG Mobile career. So to see one here now would be exciting. But most likely not going to happen. Meanwhile, let's take a look at Skrr with the pump shotgun. Catches Robert and gets the finish. So man, Extreme Slayers just having a rough go at it here today.
Yeah, Extreme Slayers, they're just hot and cold. They haven't had a consistent like trend upwards whatsoever. Unlike 412, right? 412, they start off real slow. At the end of the second week, they really built it up, and they've been carrying the momentum.
What do you think of 412? You think they're
well
decent? They're definitely decent.
Phase number 3 here.
But then against NA, NA is really bad. They're a T1 CIS team.
I don't know how to feel about
So,
them at this stage. Like,
you know.
I know they got potential. I know they're good. I know they're still doing decent, but it just seems kind of flat.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see like a difference in their play style. I think, I think that they're a team that loses confidence really quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to their pushes, like they start hesitating after a couple losses, and it's hard to see them really start things back up. But once they do, they're good to go. And I think Extreme Slayers have what it takes. It's just kind of just fine-tuning some of those things. So hopefully we could see them do that. But you know, I don't know. Like I said, it's a little bit weird.
It's just my goat, dude.
Like some of the players just have off days. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. At the same time, because it's hard to really quantify when you just look at their play stock. Because you know they're making those pushes, they're doing those things that they've done before, but it just doesn't look as, I don't know, synergetic as we've seen before.
Yeah. It's just like there's constantly just at least one small thing that's off each game, right? If it's not the rotation, it's one player getting caught out or one player not set up correctly in one spot. It's always one small thing, and it just kind of slows down the whole team over the course of, you know, all of these days. But it's not like they're falling flat, right? They still make it work, but just not to the
What are you
level
now?
that they would like to.
100%.
I made nachos.
So, you know, so many teams just need to get it going here.
Dry ramen,
You
low-key
know,
snack?
and
Alright, I'm not that
team
broke.
I really like to see that has got it going a little bit. It's YKG, right? I think YKG today has had a day that we have not seen so far this entire phase. So, right towards the end, YKG getting hot. And that's the time to do so here, Zute. Because finals time, those bonus points, you know, those bonus points definitely help out if you have a really bad, like, first game. You know what I'm saying? They give you some breathing room, but they're not the make-all, be-all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could definitely pass. I mean, there's a team that can get 0 bonus points that could still win the whole thing. So, let's see if that could happen.
Yeah, and we've seen it before. A team coming in with, like, very to little bonus points, and they just tear it up.
True.
And all of a sudden, the team that started off like 40 to 50 points ahead of them, they're neck and neck. And that's off the back of 1 to 2 games, instantly, just like that. So the bonus points, definitely a good cushion, but not the end-all, be-all like you mentioned.
It is the
I'm
end-all,
surprised
be-all.
with a circle like this, we aren't seeing more teams moving, but it is one of those question mark circles, right? Where it's going to be north or south. So a lot of teams kind of just biding their time to keep their options.
Eating a Popeye's biscuit right now with sweet hot sauce on it.
North of the river or south of the river.
And it's one of those kind of scary.
I put hot sauce on my
circles
shit.
in
This
the
shit's
sense
spicy
of,
as hell.
like, rotating in, you never know which team is going to be camping in which area. But there's still so many different pathways into the circle that you're going to know that you're pretty safe. So I think that teams, you know, super familiar with the zone, know how to checkpoint.
Alright, bring it back, Cap.
You know, into a safe place. Meanwhile, Wall Street bets, hitting a tree is Jiwoon. And does he survive? Jachi, serpentine, Jachi. Makes it out alive. Jiwoon said, I'm gonna go this way.
I don't know how Jiwoon took so much damage. It looked like Jachi was the one that was the lead scout. And I like this from XEZ. He's gonna continue to chase down this player to make sure they pull off of this compound, because this compound's really strong as well.
That was a vehicle rotation. That was a vehicle rotation camp from SLR. And you could tell by the amount of loot they have.
Definitely so. And it's a small detail, but just because XEZ, you know, kind of chased that down, Wall Street Bet's not going to go to that compound now. Even though Wall Street Bet still could with 4, but SLR, you know, widened their control. And it may seem greedy, but it was done correctly as shot. Dong with the laydown. That's when you want to hit that laydown. When the enemy doesn't know you're there, you hit that laydown spray, get it in. But if the enemy does know you're there, that laydown spray could be a little bit tricky because you get insta-headshotted if you miss your first few shots.
Alright, chat.
That's always the tough part.
We got a glass of milk.
One thing I do like from SLR,
And they got some.
they did decide to
We got some
that particular
chocolate peanut butter
camp,
thins with
if they didn't get that
almonds, I think, and then
bid,
salted
they're gonna be
salted something. Sea salt.
so sad. But since they left so early to kind of secure that spot, and missing those shots hurts big time, right? Because it kind of ruins your strategy completely because you're hoping to loot off of other players rather than looting, you know, just out on the map. So the good thing for them though is that they took that central position. SLR, I love their rotation style. You know, they're so fast. Faster than a lot of teams in this
If you
lobby.
eat gyro
It's
ramen
just
above the
they
HG,
can't
you need
hold
to
it. That's the only
sit down and
problem,
rethink.
you know? Yeah. And okay, a northern circle. Oh, turkey.
That's how much classic players, basically.
But you know what? Could be a shooting range finish. Even that Snake Hill up top. A lot of spots still available.
this just gives me flashbacks back to the N Hyper game, right? Where they had 2,000 plus damage, only 68 damage received. But this time
around, banger game because we'd be like here.
A little bit too far away from
or
it.
For
and
that
circle hardship was so fast and hard to the north that position, the airplane.
It's a protein bar, buddy.
There's no way N Hyper's gonna get that position for themselves right now. And
they
if they
that on
do,
the back, bro.
shame on the rest of the lobby. Okay.
Goodness gracious, you're absolutely right, dude. Shame on the rest. Shame. Let's see which teams are going to be shamed on the way into this next circle, though. You got Butterfly Effect all the way on the southeast side. You got Extreme Slayers there as well. Speedfire, even YKG are going to be really late into this circle, but YKG have started to heat up a little bit, right? And I'll tell you what, you know, trying to get into some early game fights on the way in, catching some squads, that could be something that they need.
Here we have N Hyper on the rotation. Yeah, they're not going to go for that plane location.
What a shot.
What? From that distance? I think that player was just driving a buggy as well, so...
Yep.
Not an easy knock at all in Hyper. We talk about their long range. It's not just in gun duels. It's not just shooting at players. It's shooting players out of cars in rotations. That's wild.
Wild indeed, and honestly, they can push this. They can. They have the man advantage, but it's kind of a difficult timing right now. It's super risky if they did.
Yeah.
So
other teams are still coming in from behind them potentially.
Timing is bad, so I think they're gonna just take that money, run. Yeah, they got some eyes on Canadian Eagles. I think if they get an additional knock, they would go. But Lotus, catching Excuse once again. We see these two teams go at it all day long. Excuse does sneak away, so avoiding the fight for now. Probably the smart idea since there's so much real estate on the map. Casper getting
thirsted until next season.
So Execute. Yeah, losing a player early, it's gotta hurt. Now you see Fate just kind of driving around trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, Execute was trying to maybe get a third-party action going on.
How are they here though? How are they here when this was their zone and they had this entire side of the map?
I mean, they sat in George Pole thinking that the circle would like kind of center up a little bit more. They weren't expecting that hard shift north, but it is what it is. As we head into the next circle shift, guess what? The plane location not taken. I think N Hyper was so dominant that game that everybody is. It doesn't matter, Jukes. It does not matter if the plane location is taken or not, because we are going into the water.
Woo-wee! I'll tell you what, there's a really kind of tricky play that you could do in here, especially if you have like a buggy. On this side of the ridgeline, you could just literally drive up towards it, back up, and you'll be hanging off the cliff. And nobody can see you.
It's such a
strong play.
Nah.
I don't know if teams have that heads up though to really
my playstyle doesn't work with Zuko and Nate.
Disgusting. You just get a whole bunch of vehicles and you just back up your vehicle, and then as soon as the zone pops, you just drive up. And no team can see you.
That sounds like a TikTok strategy.
It's good. It's really good. That's an old school play.
Did you see that on a TikTok?
No, I saw it because I did it once. You know, it's a disgusting play, but not a lot of people know about it. And I wonder if we're gonna see a team utilize it because it's so strong.
Wait,
literally, you have to worry about nothing until the last zone.
Okay, we'll see if it does come to fruition as Execute.
K19 maybe.
They're down. They were down a member already, and Trick just goes down, not even able to put up a fight. Now it's all down to Killswitch, and his the jig is up. They know Killswitch is indeed in there. Killswitch, last one up for Execute. Yes, last one up for Execute. How fast the cookie crumbles.
How fast what can Killswitch do? Man, I can't wait to see that player start popping off. I mean, man, back in the day, this was one of the most feared players in North America. And now we've just really been waiting to see him kind of pull that same type of play off. Let's see if the bank's open. Is it open? Nope, still closed. He's got the B zone though. The Bison. Let's see if we put it to work though. That's gonna be the question. 1v2. Killswitch. Chronix versus Kai. I'll tell you what, Chronix, definitely not a player you want to mess with.
It fell off. I remember them.
Yeah, he's trying to get
Reason wouldn't in it. I mean,
Killswitch not able to hit the mark.
I believe.
I'll tell you what,
I believe.
The Bison, I love it, but sometimes It just ain't it in 1v2 situations. It's a good nade.
Oh,
Wow,
that nade is
that's
good,
a
though.
great nade. 1v1. Oh, and Chronix. Yeah, he hard peaked.
Was Kai shooting the fucking nade that he threw?
It was so close though. It was very close.
Kill Switch is a player that I see most often than not just take those extreme risks.
Can't tell me Kill Switch not carrying? He's
Like
not.
you see sometimes where he'll like be in the middle of a gun change and he'll outpeak rather than being patient.
Chat.
You know what I'm saying? So
With chocolate, usually you like put it in your mouth and you like let it melt so you can savor the flavor. That's just so much work.
that he just needs to be a little bit more patient.
Do you know how long it takes for your mouth to melt the chocolate? Like, holy fuck. I don't know if like,
Chronix,
you can get...
right? We say that guy's name all the time.
Yup.
It doesn't work against Chronix, but you still see how close a guy. It was like maybe 1 bullet's difference.
For sure.
Killswitch still got it in him, right? Like
But we know that.
He wins those like most of the time, but Chronix, star player, really strong. And that peak, of course, you know, Chronix had that advantage in the pre-fire, so it didn't work in Killswitch's way. Circle, still slowly about to close in
You're
here.
not
Now
supposed to
YKG's here.
Yeah, but you're
on
not
to the
supposed to.
side.
Like the way you eat chocolate, you're supposed to not chew it.
YKG still has 4 up, so this is looking
Supposed
good.
to let it
for them.
melt in
They
your
can
mouth.
Work with 4 into the slow zone as it starts closing.
That's what I was told one time by this chef guy. And since he was a chef, I believe him.
Kai gets actually a knock on to Joey. That's gonna be rough for the rest of YKGs. They should have a good idea of where the rest of the team is if they're all up on top of that roof. But they're just still throwing nades in the same spot. How about that one? Ooh, a little bit up top there. Kai gets knocked.
Jumping.
Yeah, that's tough. This is actually a really difficult push here from super and they get caught. Ooh,
No, they traded. It was a good trade. Now it's all down to Chronix. Joey! Oh,
Fierce!
Oh!
Gets knocked. Chronix just too clutch in this position, and YKG falling apart again with the crazy split. I just don't understand. I'll never get it. I'll never get it. When you're on a full push, especially outside of zone, and you need to take out the whole squad, I don't understand it. I understand that Chico was trying to get an angle on the roof
how did they...
spot, but still, it's just, I don't know. You have the man advantage.
It's just one of those things where when it's done correctly, it looks really good. No, hear me out, Jukes. Like,
no, it's just some chef, dude. He had a fancy outfit on. He was in like a fucking, like the kitchen.
Probably play in a similar fashion.
He looked like he knew what he was talking about, bro. I believe him, dude.
When done correctly, it works really well, but it just wasn't executed. It's a high-level execution play. You can put all your eggs in one basket, make it easy, but you know, one bad nade, a third party, whatever the case is, you know, all your play options are out the window. YKG, they keep their play options in, but they have to execute it at a higher level to pull it off, and sometimes it just doesn't hit.
Oh, Excuse getting away from it, and now going up against Lotus. 1v3, and Juan absolutely crushing it. One player left. Oh!
So close.
Almost got the squad wipe. Goes down.
I'm not gonna roast her because she's a girl player.
Here comes Fetty.
Okay, but
Going to avenge.
realistically, I would roast the fuck out of her. But I can't do that to women because it's sexist, and other women will cancel me.
Was that
So-
Chronix last
Yeah, it
time?
was
It was.
Chronix
Of course it was Chronix.
Dude's insane.
I was about to say, someone stop him. Why is no one stopping him? And then I was like, oh, it's Chronix. He's just built like that. He is just built like that.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna sound like one of those basketball old heads. You know what I'm saying? That
Wait, she asked? Alright, Coops, let's come around to the realistic answer and why she's asked. What do you think she's
I
asked?
saw K19. It looked like they attempted it.
Because she's a woman, chat. And women...
Hiding those vehicles on that ridge line. You saw what I was talking
I can't
about?
get canceled
How you
again.
could just park it there?
Should be in the...
Cancelled.
Yeah, I thought at first you meant like Spider-Man hanging.
Melody, get back in the kitchen to make my 5th meal of the stream.
In certain areas,
What the fuck?
In certain areas there is. Yeah, you could literally put yourself in a spot that is unpeakable for the most part. So, like if you try to go to it, you're falling down. You just gotta stay in the vehicle.
Chat, she's actually has like 8 kills in like the 12 games she's played, so she's like, you know.
But you know what? Not committed to. So, K19.
And Hyper still has 4 up, by the way. And they have 6 points.
Yeah, why
have the zone.
Now you made it sexist?
Both is also alive, so that's a problem.
Oh, and Hyper's dealing with Bob right now. So I was just gonna say in Hyper, they have the zone, they don't have the zone, doesn't matter.
Focus on my lip.
Here's a game where they don't have a zone, but it looks like they've had a zone the whole game. Just dominant.
Oh, it's my mustache poking my lip. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Because I couldn't feel it until I went like.
Know how to play split. And we were talking
That I
about
could feel it. That shit feels weird. I need to stop doing that. It feels weird in my lip. That's how Katie to start, I guess.
It is harder to pull off, but it's just a higher level of execution. And if it works out really good.
Damn, rip him. Rip little bro.
Wait, third party push right here for 1-2. They're not gonna stop. Oh yes, they are gonna stop.
Yes, sir.
A limb.
All day long.
Did a limb turn on him? Oh my god, D.
Now it has to worry about it in Hyper. Here comes
D really just got turned on. So goddamn hard.
Try to get those vehicles and take off because that is not a place you want to be.
Wait, does Nova Hyper
Need to survive
crash
long
on?
enough
No,
for the blue zone to close up, so N Hyper can't
Do you get
take
thirst
advantage
by
of this.
that?
And N Hyper knows they know they have a slim timing. A slim
Wait, chat.
window
Nova
of
Hyper just wins this. They have like the
can
best
get
spot,
1 and
Loki.
2 nade knocks right here. You might see the push, but GK first goes down.
Never mind.
Here comes another big nade. Koi's gonna go and drive up for the res. So much pressure.
I love women when they know their roles. You spelled there wrong.
Spot right now. They just got so many eyes on them, and oh, more nades, more utility dropped on their heads. Like a red zone here in this point. Now the question is, which team's gonna win the match? Who do you think is gonna win the match here, Zute?
I gotta go with N Hyper. If N Hyper's in the late game with 4 up, it's just their chances of winning are just boosted astronomical.
That was so close to getting a double knock. Oh my.
They'll have to never mind.
God, GK first. So good, GK.
I was gonna say, they're gonna have to
Holy
reposition
shit,
and they
GK,
can't
dude,
get
you're
those
actually
points in
like
time. Take out
so
the
good.
1-2.
You're like so
Never
big and
mind.
strong.
That
Like
was,
you're actually just huge right now.
essentially how you
Like the
2v4
strongest I'm seeing is you're just so
superior
massive.
positioning, doesn't matter
Absolutely
which team has.
big,
Look at that,
dude.
as they drive in, their teammates
Wait,
covering,
Kubi's dead.
gets
You
another
can't-
opening.
Kubi.
And
How
they're
the fuck
just
did
not-
Kubi get here?
They're not gonna stop. They're
But
gonna
if they
keep
fall down,
going.
they can't get back up.
One play to the next. More
Wait, they have a
points.
buggy. They
One
can just drive it down
after
and they're like.
another. Nice and Hyper.
You know, Sixless, you said you failed English, so you can't correct my English.
Done correctly.
Yeah. So how are you letting a guy that failed English correct you because your English is so bad that I'm able to understand when you're wrong?
What that strategy I was talking to you about, but I mean they are just.
I think you should be worried about that, bro.
Meanwhile, N Hyper full sends it on him and absolutely punished them. You have to still.
Oh, whoa, whoa! Stop seeing that car. That's a fucking fire skin, dude.
Just like that. So I don't need this Bugatti. Get out of here.
Nah,
Oh, no, he was checking. He was checking. Yeah.
They're checking everything because
Checking
players
everything.
hide in the cars nowadays. Yeah, so you can't even sneak that by in Hyper. They are
Unreal.
They are just everything, right? Like dialed in, no mistakes made.
Wow. Match number 4. 13 eliminations for N Hyper. Baker's does it, and they're not done.
Oh man, I really can't wait to see what this can.
They have
do.
6
This
kills,
team can
all
do
4 or
with
3
that
up.
lobby. My biggest fear for N Hyper is that against a tougher lobby, they revert back to playing a little bit more passive.
Please,
right?
no.
I want to see them keep playing this way and mess up and get stopped against better teams, but that just means now they can practice and keep playing this style. I hope that's what's going to happen. I don't want to see them get stopped and be like, oh, okay, we can't do this. We can't play this style in this type of lobby. No, it just means you need to keep practicing this style and improve on it. So we'll see in due time, but man, this N Hyper team, love it. I absolutely love it.
I want to see it so bad. I want to see it
Gotta
so
retie
bad.
this
I want
bitch,
to see
chat.
that aggression. I want to see that decisiveness we're seeing from this team in that lobby. And really, I think it's just going to come down to that clutch factor, because I think they have all the tools. They have all the tools necessary. It's just them getting in their own way, you know? Getting in their own heads, making the wrong decisions. I think that's what really makes it so tough for them. This next zone is starting to close. Still so much real estate here, but there's not a lot of cover. And I think that's what we're seeing here. G1's trying to get some intel. Ooh, sees Cloudy. But I think he realizes it's just him by himself. So he's going to probably go around again. He confirmed it. He confirmed it.
He doesn't need to do that. This player's not in the zone.
Oh, no. If he gets this knock on a G1's pretty bad. Cloudy's owning. Oh, Cloudy's on a 1 HP, though.
He's dead.
That date's going to do it.
Bro, he's just not. Bro, I haven't heard of him forever.
Not much you can do there.
Last time I remember hearing of him was when we made Doja.
He's making it hard on this team, and he secured a good, solid finish for his squad as well.
Definitely so.
Top 5.
And it started looking shaky for Wall Street. That's a little bit, they might have lost a player there in a 4v1-esque type of situation. But they get it done, and they keep all 4 up. They're going to keep things interesting as we're coming down to the last 4 teams. SLR's still alive, but you can kind of count that player out. He's just hoping he gets the zone and not have to do anything, get another placement up. So essentially, it's Wall Street Bets and Hyper and YKG in the picture.
Let's see what the strategy's going to be. YKG desperately just needing to catch up to Hyper, and it's not going to happen. This team is just ridiculous.
There's no catching up.
There's no catching up. I mean, you have to depend on them to throw. Like, this is what I was talking about, you know, a couple days ago. I was saying, you know, YKG needs to put this into their own hands. Even if they have a good game.
Placement's useless now.
And
when teams in second or 100 points behind.
You know what I'm saying? You can't depend on them to throw this. So you have to put it in your own hands. You have to hunt them down. You have to camp their vehicle rotations. You have to either do some hot drops, something, whatever it takes.
How did YKG start the day in 20th place and still pass us?
Running over every single lobby. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. Everything that you just said doesn't even matter, because that's not even in the picture anymore. There is no
you're right,
catching up. There is no stopping in Hyper.
That's true.
YKG just need to find themselves again.
Yeah. 24K
They just need to focus on themselves. Get back
24.
into fighting form.
They need to like.
Chico, you can see that.
This is good.
24.
This is another
Chico!
If they can deal with it, Koi stops Chico.
Wow.
And XEZ's running in circles on 24K, but 24K does get the better end of it, and there we go. Okay.
I'm so glad 24 is good at this game.
Is the best YKG can hope for it in this situation, because Wall Street Bets and Hyper got that zone shift. YKG did not.
Goodness gracious. This is crazy. You're right. I think YKG needs to like go through like a whole like eat, pray, love tour. You know what I'm saying? Find themselves, get a good book. You know, just be like, you know, maybe even.
Check. I'm crazy. I think WSB wins this game because like,
you know what I'm saying?
Everyone has to, unless YKG and Noah Hyper go and shoot them at the exact same time.
Who's gonna take this?
Oh, I thought you needed them out. Okay, so that's a kill there, and then I think they kill.
It's in Hyper. They get the opening. You think so?
And Hyper.
You still think so, Juice?
And Hyper. And Hyper.
Okay. Oh. Uh-oh. Gets one.
Jachi! Goodbye! Nope. And Hyper! Wall Street.
Oh, wait, YKG can win this now!
Yeah, yes, they can. Yes, they can. YKG can win this. And it is looking real good. So, Ed Hyper, the picks going south. Oh, Jiwoon! Catching Joey off guard.
I think it's done now. Yeah. I don't think YKG could get this. Wall Street Bets, they reset up to 4 as well. So, it's just 24K up at this point. Try and deny that point.
He's got nades. Does he use them? What would you do?
Like on himself? You
mean? 100%.
Okay. He's got 4. 24K.
All he needs is 1. All he needs is 1. That nade right there would have been like, I'm out. See ya.
Yeah, that.
Yep.
Run into the blue zone.
And do the Jachi. Give him the point. Wall Street Bets soaking up some nice points there. And Hyper with a crazy performance. I think Wall Street Bets is going to win the game, but I think Hyper is going to win the war points-wise. Crazy.
Yeah, Hyper picked up a lot of elimination points. Wall Street Bets playing that really well, too, just making sure they don't throw the match. We saw it got a little bit shaky when they were dealing with Cloudy. 1,602 damage, 9 eliminations. That's a solid game out of Wall Street Bets. This is one of the teams that we've been kind of, mentioning here and there. Like, you want to see more from them? Well, they showed it here.
Yes, they did. I'll tell you what, Jack G is a guy that I've
had so much for
so long. I think he is definitely a strong player.
Jagger.
It's just him getting on the right squad and developing with them, because he...
Jagger was AFK in VC chat.
He's got what it takes. Unfortunately, we don't see him on the match report here because it's just swallowed up by the giant that is Hyper. absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, you know what?
Clown Top Traveler, my goat.
This is the reason why I put this team in my kind of original top 3. I think they have a lot of talent on the roster. I don't see Slimmy on the roster, but I'll tell you what, this squad we're starting to see putting some work.
Yeah, we'll see if they can put in.
Which team are we talking about? WSB?
A couple games left, and all the teams, looking pretty
We
promising.
support
So don't go anywhere, guys.
Bananas?
We'll be
What's
right
her name?
back after some highlights.
Slimmy has 2 kills in 11 games. Cordy has 16 and 28. Killjoy is 16. Dude, Killjoy is hard carrying this team, bro. Jawin 31 and 42. Jaji 20 and 20. Dude, holy shit, dude. Jawin, or not fucking Jawin, fucking Killjoy is just hard carrying the team right now, bro. Like he's doubling Jawin's
Killjoy! He's a goat.
He's kind of good. How's Jason doing? He's 40 and 44. QB's 27 and 45. Zog's 22 and 46.
It's in a really good position.
D is 29 and 45.
You know what? We'll give it to YKG or N Hyper as the guys are saying now going. I'm sorry. Okay, Wall Street Bets. I apologize. I'll keep a closer eye next time you guys are in a perfect location. Match ranking right there. 19 points out of that. And N Hyper.
Y'all scared of women?
That was the last game for today. 14 eliminations. N Hyper just doing it.
Hey, bad guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they ended on such a good note for N Hyper. Wall Street Bets too. Listen, it was at the very end. Top 3 or top 4.
Like women. They're kind of scared
I
of
said
them.
this, Seven. I said remove the names, the team names, the player names from this field, and Wall Street Bets wins. It's just they're up against N Hyper right in front of them, and then YKG as the threat on the west side. The fact that I'm still shocked at how efficiently Wall Street Bets just eliminated N Hyper. And then it feels like the risk of that cliff side.
19 points from N Hyper? That's crazy, chat.
Wall Street Bets, they got it done. Really utilized the lack.
Nah, Melody's on 13. Well, she's like 45, so it's kind of like weird.
And who was it? Like one of them, I forget who it was. That's on me. But firing such good long range shots to get that initial damage to knock a few of them.
I believe it was Jaji, but the thing that actually impressed me the most with Wall Street Bets gaming, what they were able to do, is the way that they were able to take onto Butterfly Effect, take that little ridge right there on that road, and gonna give them an advantage. And I think we even saw
Hide her from Casper is wild, by the way,
okay, are they gonna be switching it up? But they decided to just hold.
Pretty sure she's like 10 years older than Casper too.
Wonders for them. By the way, Butterfly Effect. I'm loving.
Why do you keep saying I'm like 40 or 50? What?
39.
I'm not even 30.
Chat, you're 29, buddy. You're 1 away from 30.
Leave me alone. Let me hold on to my 20s, bro. Please.
They're gone. They're gone. When's your birthday?
Valentine's Day, February 14th.
November 14th. That's wild.
No, February 14th. February 14th.
Oh wait, I don't even know what Valentine's Day is. Yeah, chat. In like 5 months, she's like middle-aged woman.
Oh God, please no. That's why I'm gonna ghost everyone.
Like, chat. Once you hit 30, she's definitely middle-aged woman. That's the range, you know.
Fuck.
Hi, Christy.
It's happening.
Here's the second half of the match ranking scoreboard. Extreme Slayers. This is kind of what we're worried about. Slowly slipped down. Bope hasn't.
Please leave me alone, guys. Leave the depressed girl alone. Thank you.
That's it. I'm spoiling.
Goddamn, 30 years old, expired. That's wild.
For real, I'm already dead inside. So what's the difference, guys? For real.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with older women. They have money.
The stats so far today: 2nd place finish, 5th place.
Wait, did you guys? Oh.
I should have went back and looked at that one.
Melody's still alive. I'm still because. Oh shit! I can't say that. Yo, Melody, shut up, dude.
What, bro?
He's been on that kill feed on the
Nothing to chance to know. My team is being fucking retards.
Dude, Chrissy's like middle-aged as well, dude. She old as hell.
Really good numbers. I mean, the gap, the difference
6. I might be wrong, but like when you have a Murado, right?
But as you said,
yeah, we got that part Murado. Yeah,
so
yeah, that car, yeah, that car, you know, the one that goes very rapido, right? what
already I'm convinced
you
that
have, you know, a bunch of bumps, you know, in Miramar, and a road. Which one would you drive? You know, which one would you choose as, you know, your path towards where you're going? You know, you know.
29, but
How do you come
she's
up with that?
French, so therefore she will harvest you for your kidneys and farm your blood.
Give me your kidneys. I'm gonna sell them and
Bro, I went
get all
from
that
almost
money and buy
MVP
more
to my
USD.
team being retarded and fucking throwing all the way, bro.
Obviously, you just need more games. Watch
Well,
out.
the Candy they didn't throw that, which nothing we could have done. But the other games, the other fucking
I hope you're having fun
Angle.
watching without me, you know.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much expected. The eliminations are super tight, and Hyper have more damage because they tend to.
Hey, Juancho, when I play with you, how many games did I throw?
Getting all those at long range, YKG have more like suddenly show up at
one or two.
your face. So this isn't really too surprising, and Hyper is still performing very, very good. If
But it was like, you know, that bad, not the worst, you know. Nothing there. Like 2 Miramars.
Miramars? What the fuck?
Yeah, I guess Miramar's not your map, buddy. You fucking shitter, bitch.
Damn, bro.
Okay. I'll give you 2 more seconds, and by the way, the next match that we are going to be playing is going to be Miramar,
dude.
which I kind of alluded to earlier, and I was stuck in the past. That's pretty much what happened because usually we're used to going from Miramar.
If she's middle aged at 21, that life expectancy looking, dude. Back in the day, bro, middle age was like 25. Like motherfuckers were dying at like 50 max.
Wall Street bets rising.
Okay, so watch just that match. And
like back in like the 1600s and like the early times, bro. If you were like 50, you were like old as fuck, dude. They're like, yo, she died any day now. Now if you 50, bro, you look like a fucking 30-year-old, you know.
For a lot of back-to-backs. That's a.
Alright, Juancho, what's your time at on the stream?
Kill yourself. That's my time.
Yo, top 3 in the limbs is just the same players. Like it's fucking GK, Kindness, and Koi. Well, not the same players. Chat. Not. To, I'm not. That's not being racist. I meant like the same team.
Phase 3 most eliminations. Can't help but to, you know.
Yeah, most damage is just all 3 of them too. Okay.
And and you can't help but to kind of look at that one too. We should see least damage received. That'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be wild.
Yeah, but headshots finally. Gun Pain showing up in here, and Blinky Bay, and of course, you always got to throw in at least one in hyper.
Back in the day, Whippin didn't speak here.
Here we go. Very good playing pattern, by the way, Jugs. Everybody should be able to get to where they want to. We're gonna see the good tried and true K19 versus Wall Street Bets. And
I mean, they did, just men didn't listen. Like, they still don't anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Look, back in the day, if my food wasn't done, I could. And no one would bat an eye.
What the heck?
Take me back to those times.
Who do you have your money on this time?
Oh, Joe, how many kills did you get today?
I need to go to war.
8.
How much you
8?
Nice.
Damn, you're only 8-12 now. W.
Yeah, no. It would have been 211 the game too, but you know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you know. No, you definitely know.
I don't know. I haven't checked my DMs at all day, so like you haven't said anything to me, so like, you know.
You're definitely very aware of what happened.
Back in the day, I could pull Mad Hose because if she doesn't agree, she was a witch. Wild.
We had 13
Dude, imagine back in the day you're with a girl and she squirts, bro. You're like, witch!
Who thinks of that shit? Bro.
Thinks of what?
Oh my god.
The witch? I don't know, Donnie, JP, what do you think of that from, you know?
Like we mentioned, just not able to get things really kick-started here. So Wall Street Bets, that we have definitely seen some signs of life.
What I found crazy that my great-grandpa lived a lot longer than his grandkids. Only was 105. I think my great-grandpa was like 99 when he died, or 98, some shit like that, and he would smoke like a pipe every day. Like every day he would smoke.
Definitely knows where Wall Street Bets is.
Back in the day, my food was ready before time.
You talked about HH being a monster player.
Back in my day, we had kids at 19 and owned a house at 7.
These other cats
I was fighting in the war when I was a 12-year-old.
They will pass you up. So
I used to walk to school barefoot and then put my shoes on when I got there.
Sixless? Alright, he took a break.
Tensa.
Can't hang with the best now. Same with, Tensa. He took a break.
Don't put me on the same level of Tinsel. That's disrespectful, buddy.
Did he take a break? I think he's.
Kill Switch can't even compare to me. I'm so much way better.
There was a gap period, wasn't there?
There was.
Yeah,
Hashtag women's rights.
He took a break.
Chat, enough about women's rights. Let's talk about women's wrongs.
But not the kill
No.
that was, you know, talked and.
Chat, what's a red flag in a woman?
Yeah, so you take one small break.
I'll name one.
They're woman.
My red flag in women is when they talk about red flags and green flags. That's a red flag to me.
These new players.
Another red flag is when
Red
they talk
flag
about
was like
astrology.
beige.
They talk about astrology. That's a red flag for me. If they like, not talk about, but if they're like deep into astrology, like, oh, I'm Virgo, and I don't think I'm compatible with you. At that point, have a good day.
You know, little changes to the game.
You know.
We don't talk about that enough, but it definitely does.
I don't even feel like crying no more.
Sometimes it could even be, you know, sensitivity, gyroscope.
I don't even feel like trying anymore.
Ooh, I realized that, man, my M4 is a little faster.
Yes, you do.
With life after I lose all my gear in Darker.
And it's so crazy how those little oddities change.
If she listens to the Weekend red flag, Donnie, please shut the fuck up, dude.
Hurts, and it makes you feel off. That's the best way
It's not a fucking red flag, bro. That's a great
off,
artist, dude.
Your entire
But if she listens to BTS, that's a red flag. Because who the fuck actually listens to BTS?
You know, you flick with the
Actually, red flag is if they listen to Taylor Swift. If she listens to Taylor Swift, then it's a red flag.
Man, it kind of puts you in a really tough state. So, yeah, these players that have just been playing non-stop, I mean, they're just so on top.
Cancer wasn't invented back then. The smoke had vitamins. What the fuck does that mean?
Yep. And I think that's why there's such a huge threat. Meanwhile, we got a threat passion fruit. Nate has his eyes on excuse, and I think Kai definitely spotted one of them because he's
Harvey listens to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's why Harvey's a fucking friendly person.
I don't know if passion fruits no excuses. Oh, they can see that vehicle parked wide in the open. Yep. Okay.
I'm convinced you have something against Asians. Me? I fucking love Asians, chat.
They're not just, you know, setting up.
Unless they're half French, then he hates them.
Yeah, fuck the French. Nate, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, okay, I'm with you on that. Wait, what? Question mark. He not only just shot at the wheels, but he shot and then still stayed wide in the open. Oh, okay.
Rest of the team?
Yeah, that was very un-Nate-like.
Honcho here, though. Honcho defending his boy. That's a nice Molotov. Will it hit? That's
But both my last like 3 girlfriends have been Asian. I fucking love Asians.
Oh, he hit him!
One was
That's crazy. That's a tough
one was
one,
Vietnamese,
bro.
and the other one was
right on the bullseye to hit that
Latina
Molotov,
and something,
so
some
that's
Asian.
Honcho.
Bro.
Goodbye, Nate.
I don't remember what Asian, but she was some Asian, something.
I feel like Nate could have maybe moved around a little bit, like.
Just those goth girls. I do love goth girls.
Maybe that might have done something, right? You can't just give up completely, but yeah, that P from Nate. A rare moment where it was just bad play through and through.
Say reminds me of that song "Mr. Perfectly Fine" by Taylor Swift. The fact that you know.
It happens every night. It definitely happens. We all get one. So Nate just got caught slipping. Honcho, run! Oh, there's some suppressive fire.
The fact that you know the name of the song by Taylor Swift is a red flag. You should end yourself.
There's that patience coming into play, and the
that's a nicer way of saying
KYS.
KYS. Right? I'm gonna start finding nice ways.
Stayed up there more, they would have never went
Alt
into
F4 IRL.
True. And then you'd be like, why is Valak so far away? He's not doing anything.
Walk into the blue zone with no meds. IRL.
Holding supportive fire, you need to play back for that player. Otherwise, it just makes everyone on the team look bad. So they will get a trade.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be sick tomorrow, and then the next tomorrow, you know.
I'm sick as well.
The next tomorrow.
Melody, I don't feel good.
Yeah, I don't feel good.
I have a tummy ache, Melody.
Yeah.
Aw, I'm sorry, I don't care, guys.
Oh shit! This is why we hate the French chat. Down with the French. Down with the French.
But I'm happy Vietnamese except for
Yeah, but I love Vietnamese people. So I just hate.
Yeah, that's why we still hang out, even though I'm French.
Yeah, we can still hang out, but it's just like the French part. I just have like secret hatred for you. You know
what I'm saying? Still available.
Okay.
Some other spots still available. So
you know, it's back. It's what they did to me. You know, back in the day.
Especially if
we
you're
wouldn't have had
that's struggling.
French if that mustache man won the war.
You know, Because at the end of the day,
Okay.
you can't hear comms.
It took me a second. I was like, mustache man. Yo, beam the fuck out that bike.
That's what gets you picked up. So, as much as I don't think it is the main
Did Hitler
thing
hate French people?
to be a good player in this game, I think there's a lot more.
I thought he just hated Jews.
Communication, I think.
And like
I'll take a better
people with
communicator over
darker skin complexions,
you know?
right?
But I'll tell you what, if you're a monster fragger, it's hard to deny it.
Did he just fought? He only fought
It's
the
also
French because of the
easiest
war,
thing
right?
To spot out at a glance, right? Like you mentioned, you don't know how good.
Yeah, I think he only fought the French because of the war and the alliances, but other than that, I don't think he had anything against them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just disliked like brown skinned people, like darker skin complexion. He only liked people like he thought the superior like thing you could be was blonde hair, white, blue eyes.
Yeah, was it you that won you
That's like what,
Hyper? You know what I'm saying?
like he wanted the world to just be those people. He thought that was like peak.
For sure. Yeah, you can work everything else.
But that would be erasing my Latinas, and I can't allow that to happen. That's why I had to stop him.
And I've told people who are looking to get started in sports, a lot of the
I
times,
stopped
that's the
Hitler
route,
single-handedly,
just put up those numbers
just so Latinas can still be a thing. You guys are welcome, chat. Thank me right fucking now.
What the heck? He did it for the Latinas.
Juancho's getting blown up. Jesus Christ, Zuko died.
No, I wonder why.
Juancho, you fucking shitter! Drive the car better, Juancho.
Yeah, if I was driving the car, we'd survive all fucking day.
Did Fierce naked? No, he didn't. I was about to say, bro.
I want to start have to drive every fucking time, bro. I can't
What
trust
the
you.
fuck?
Oh, that is nasty! Baton! Hello! You better run. You better run, I'll tell you what. Joey, the man, the myth, the legend. Up against Baton. Who's gonna win it? Joey?
This is beautiful to see. Baton doesn't have to
not
worry
the blue
about...
zone! Oh,
man,
not the blue zone! Come on, Papa Blue.
They should be able to get.
That's just.
I think the zone takes too hard. They're just gonna get knocked again.
But we were just on the topic about standout players could get picked up. Hey, Mazexis.
Oh yeah.
If you guys don't pull it together, yeah, Baton's on the. He's free agent. He's on the radar, maybe. Potentially free agent, right? He is with an org, so I don't know how that's gonna work out if he's locked in or not. But pay raise, that could be a thing for Baton, standout player. Puppeteers here, and Canadian Eagles in a very sticky fight.
Oh my gosh, run overs, reckless. Taking out Drago, Baby Tan getting caught, and yeah, Canadian Eagles. That's gonna be about it. Is Bob's on the run.
All right, boys. How many points did we drop today?
Shut the fuck up.
One bullet's all it takes. Yep, got him.
All right, we're at what? We're at how many points today? 49.
I mean, as a player, as a team, you have to be
And we
careful
started
with
the day
players.
at 27, so we got 22 points.
Ooh, especially if
Hey, that's improvement. Yesterday we had 20 points. Today we had 22, chat. But we also had like a 14-point game, so like 6 points in 3 games is not it.
Look at this. We're seeing action. The fight engages. I think K19 win it. I believe so. So.
I think it's turn off the brain.
Anything you're saying.
Finish, indeed. I mean, these guys will never give up, never what?
My team decided to turn off their brains at one of them games, 2 of them games.
Hey Juancho, I'm not trying to like diss you guys or anything, but can y'all learn how to fucking rotate and make it in game? You guys have the same amount of place points as skills of mine. And that's 7 points.
Rotations are not the problem. The problem is this guy's ending before end game.
Before end game? To stream PC game? My PC isn't good enough for me to stream games.
Oh man, never give
I'll
up.
lag too hard.
Never surrender.
His PC was dying and forgot. Yeah.
I love it.
I would. If I get a better PC, then I'll stream PC games, because I'm like... I'm better at PC games than I am mobile games, so.
Just like, that's how these guys are. That's ridiculous.
But the skill cap
I mean, it's not that hard to,
The skill cap on PC is way higher than mobile, so therefore I'm not pro on PC.
Poncho told me he was gonna give you his winnings so you could buy a new PC.
Aw, Poncho, you're so kind.
I know.
Aw, thank you for the
You should
fucking
give me
money that,
everybody's winnings, because they're all fucking ass.
That's That's what I want you. You just gotta wait.
I'm getting all, but like, god damn, man.
Just 3 weeks. You're 3 more weeks, dude. Of PMPL.
They battled for so long.
And then you
It's
can
that hard not to end, man. It's that hard.
You gotta relax. Zuko and Nate are new gen, bro. So is Valak, basically.
Going at it, you know, it just reminded me of that situation.
Well, Valak hasn't even been throwing like that.
Yeah, which is why he's throwing less. He's been playing for longer. He's been playing like at a higher level for longer. But Nate and Zuko are like new gen. This is their 3rd season.
Seriousness.
Which is like. They've only played against like the bad teams when NA is dying, so they've never played against like its prime.
Different story with Baton. Man, that jump out the window with the quick peek with the quick scope.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Goodbye.
You shoot Valorant Twitch?
Oh, that was actually really fortunate roll. Yeah.
Holy shit! Fear's actually winning a 1.
Fear's getting a nice knock onto Illusion. Oh, this is so tough for Baluk chopped on. They can't afford to be losing players like this.
Well, Moses did. He took 0 damage for that somehow.
Which is so critical.
Watch what is going on, man. His team's throwing.
That rollover was wild.
What's
Honcho's depressed.
He
Honcho, do you want an extra day of canes?
Do you, Honcho? He dropped 8 kills today. He deserves some canes.
I already owe him for tomorrow for
In
canes.
2 games, which would have been more that same game, but some people don't know how to use their util.
Bro, swapping RAM and GPU is like swapping a sim. Well, I'll have you know, I don't know how to swap a sim either. So that's still like rocket science to me.
Could we have a San Martin finish? That would be fun.
El San Martin. Wait, if y'all had just not died, y'all would have been in chill in a decent spot.
Take that spot over.
Wanchu, you want some head?
Whoa.
Stebby asked if you want some head.
More importantly, YKG have
tired,
more up. That's where they thrive.
Of this retards, yeah.
Yo, H has 2 kills right now. Holy fuck, dude. He stopped 4 frags. Valk's still alive?
A few seconds left here. Zute, actually about a minute. And the question is going to be
my god, dude.
Has the most eliminations. Guys,
yeah, this one +6 the type to collect rocks. That requires me to go outside, buddy. Well, you'll talk me through it? Like an eagle? Holy shit. Jagger's been AFK forever. I was like...
Man, how the fuck is J3 in here and he's playing PMPL? What the flip?
Well, see, as you can see on the screen right now, he just died, so like...
Oh.
Oh.
Shitter.
Spoiler alert.
I don't care. We won the fight in Picado.
That's right.
That's all that matters.
I don't know how to do that, 6. I don't know anything about PCs, computers, like anything like that. I don't even know how to work OBS. I just know how to do it because Clint showed me to. I just know how to quick go live.
One wrong step and he's slipping off.
Fierce?
Fierce getting absolutely beamed off of it. Ooh, this is like one of the longest nades ever.
Really?
And it hits from downtown. Joey survives. Joey has the ankles of truth. And he's going to continue to push on down.
Yo, chat, how did Fierce die there? Can someone tell me how Fierce died there?
Bitch.
24K gets knocked.
24 don't die.
Yep.
Joey shuts him
Oh.
down.
Yep.
Alright, get the fuck out of RBC. I'll try to go. Goodbye, Jack. I love you.
It happens once and
Bye.
learn from it, right? Fierce driving off like that, they're thinking like,
Jagger, I said I love you. Alright?
surely if I get
Love you too.
There we go.
in a buggy, you guys will find an angle to follow up and I will get there, right? Nope, not the case. But
What an want an Australian kiss like the French kiss but down under Juancho? Chat, French people kissing is gay.
It's okay to make
Chad, should we Google French kissing videos?
Honcho, I can get you a Raising Cane's hoodie.
Wait, look,
Hold on.
He might need that to
How
cook.
much is that?
Actually, it looks pretty good. You can get either black or red.
Wait, let me see.
That shit would
Yeah.
actually go
Let me
hard.
send you.
He goes down. He's knocked.
Even though if I would have to turn up the AC a bunch to use it in Texas.
I wore hoodies in Texas.
But
You're just a bitch.
what?
SLR getting aggressive.
That's to where I'm at school. Fuck it.
Dude, Juancho, all I remember is Texas was cold as fuck, dude.
Yeah, not anymore.
No, trust me. When I was out there, it was peak winter. It was snowing. For some reason, it had like snowed like so fucking much when I was out there, and our power in our entire block had went out for like 3 days, and it was just freezing 3 straight days. No fucking heat, no running water, nothing. Just pure silence for the entire block. And I was just freezing my balls off 24/7. That's all I remember from the winter. It's just cold. I didn't shower for 3 days, which is like 3 less days than I usually, you know?
Definitely.
No, they get one shot on iPhone 15.
SLR could finish it off. And it's tough because, you know, we see a lot of teams, like, towards the end of the tournament, they finally start showing who they are because the pressure's off, right? They're like,
hey, Valk's still alive, though, so, like,
worry about, let's just kind of have fun and play our game. And then they do that, and they're like, dude, why didn't we play like this from the get-go? And it's good.
All I'm saying, Chad, is if PSF didn't throw that fight with fucking whoever the fuck it was, they would be chilling. Because the zone, like, shifted directly to them.
Like, bro, Nagos. I'm gonna pop tires. I hear him burst like 3 bullets and then gets knocked. Like, okay.
Okay.
Like, there's a reason I said I look on to pop the tires, but you know, I'm just not going to just in case they're fucking watching.
Kind of like a baby in hyper.
Oh my god. And then me letting Chico drive.
Reckless next season.
Fucking ass. And Valen was the one that made that call. That call was good to go to St. Martin. Like, all he had to do was drive down the road, bro.
No, remember baby.
Like, just click the boost button down the road.
Why are they holding that split defense?
So it's a good time to tell his kids to cross the Grand Canyon and go to school every day? Nah, bro, I'm gonna tell my kids that, like, I lived a luxurious life, and now we're broke.
Yeah, so that is kind of
So,
like where SLR is at.
they're gonna have to live a horrible life, you know?
Hey, follow in the footsteps.
Budget was $3? Yeah, I have a budget of $4.50 now.
Eventually.
I made some ad revenue, so, like, you know,
SLR
we're up to $4.50.
By the time, you know, finals rolls around, I mean, it's they're a long ways off, but we'll see. Meanwhile, Excuse still here, holding this spot, the best spot, with only 3.
I need to lose some weight, bro. I'm a fat fuck.
There should be 4 there. So they're
fuck,
a little bit more hesitant on taking.
Oh, chat. Let me open Tinder up right now. What's on Tinder?
The question is, which team's gonna have the most eliminations? You know, that is.
You have 74 new matches. Damn. This bitch got big titties. I don't like titties, so.
Some of these teams. But meanwhile, we do have the Nomads peeking out.
This bitch thick as hell.
And Extreme
This person's French. That's definitely a no.
So I hope you guys in the chat have put in your predictions before we have. See who it is. We've got a little bit of calm before the storm. The map's so big, everyone's got so much cover. No one's moving a muscle. So for the next 10 seconds, and as the zone closes, we're gonna see pretty quiet gameplay, unless I want to see this zone hard shift back to San Martin. It doesn't. Center's right on up.
Even if it hard shifted, like that hilltop Excuse has will still be in the zone. So that's why I'm saying this spot is so strong. Excuse kicking themselves for losing Chronics right now. If they had Chronics up, man, they'd be in a much comfortable spot. Now 4-1-2 have pushed up. They've taken one of the compounds in that fortress up there, and they have, and Excuse has to give that up. It's because they just don't have the manpower to really hold the entire thing down, and now SLR is also getting closer. Meanwhile, in the city, things are starting to heat up with a lot of it not being in the circle now.
Ooh, this is on the thin side of the zone pretty much, so the zone's going to close pretty quickly, so you can see the angst coming out from these players. They got to get going.
Hey, sisters, are you going to do PGC viewer party? Yes, I will.
4-stack Lotus on the bottom. Ooh, Kubi catches Fishy and gets the thirst quick. Crazy. That's from up top.
So, Sam, you see, that's what time I wake up, bro. I wake up, run 5 miles, then hit a workout.
Oh my goodness.
This is what I would say if I woke up at 6 a.m., ran 5 miles, and hit a workout.
Great defense here from the spot. So aggressive.
Oh, look at Cloudy doing some parkour, jumping from the top.
Oh, Doc's still alive, too.
Oh, trying to get in the window, couldn't do it.
How you living?
Yeah, he was definitely trying to do some hardcore there. But the rest of Butterfly Effect can still get it done. D going in, and now Lotus, who had 4.
I would have fucking farmed here, bro.
Pull off some plays
here. Very hard.
Let's see. Oh, I think he spotted him. They know where he is. They're trying to make plays. Oh, D goes down.
Oh, man. Can't stop thinking about how retarded Booper is, man.
He's like, I thought you guys had it.
Yeah, he's like, dude, do we not have it or not? Like, that's tough. Yeah, he was trying to focus more
Hey,
inwards.
Valk's still alive.
And figuring out where
He's
the
holding
next
to the
spot is
dream,
for
boys.
team.
The dream is what he's
Lotus
holding
does
on
get
to.
eliminated. Nice eliminations there for Butterfly Effect. Extreme Slayers with 5 so far. SLR with 4. Butterfly Effect with 6. Putting up some big numbers here.
Butterfly Effect doing really good today. They've definitely showed, I think, their best performance out of all the 3 phases right now. Maybe one of the other phases they had a couple big games, but this is the closest back-to-backs, like for Butterfly Effect in a single day, that I've seen with good performance. Here comes Ace of Spades.
Uh-oh, and
one
here
of the
comes...
teams, yeah, that could really show up here. We'll see what they do here. They're only down to 3 though, Jukes.
This is against Extreme Slayers. This is the team that both Cameron and Seven picked to have the most eliminations. Currently,
Chat.
one of the top ones with 5.
Was PSF week 2 a fluke?
Here, though, so it's a 3v2 situation. The thing is that they
Or are they going to bounce back these last 2 days?
On this cross to try to get in their building.
Realistically, they're only like 50 points from top 3.
This next zone, where's it going to go, though? That's going to be the question. If it leaves from here, all these
It's not
teams
that
are in
many
trouble.
points. That's just like one good day for Nova. Or one average day for Nova, you know?
Hilltop.
Considering they had like 160 points in 3 days.
See very soon. And here comes the shift.
Hilltop. Dong. Hilltop.
Some nades here.
Oh, easy shot.
Yep. On to the middle mountain we go. Dog, wow.
They'll bounce back.
And he
Scabby,
actually
will you
gets
bounce
all
on my
top
cock?
by Hayuya, so that's another
Wait, y'all would have been
elimination
like chilling inside
for
the
Extreme
circle if y'all
Slayers.
just
And
like,
honestly,
you know.
they need to soak up as much as they can because climbing up this mountain is gonna be a task.
Yeah, I don't think any of the teams is going to be able to make it out down here intact. That's for sure. We'll see what happens though. There's like what, 4 teams now having to fight their way out here. It's gonna be crossfire upon crossfire, and Excuse. They're sitting pretty up there because there's 2
She,
teams
her, they,
that
them.
Excuse is dealing with on the hill.
It
So in a way,
is
those 2 teams
this
are going to
person's
deal with each
pronouns,
other.
chat.
And Excuse can just chill out. And
Block.
look down here for free points, potentially free points, if they could get the shots in.
Nice shots there from Mile Wide. Blue Zone takes down Cloud. So there goes.
Both Valgas have placed a
Butterfly
singular place
Effect
point, so
losing a
therefore
player just
W.
like that. Kubi though, clutching it up there on the skyline, goes down to Blue Zone as well and gets thirsted by it. Here comes Frady trying to make the hold against Ace of Spades. Kiddo, they're just utilizing all their utility trying to take out these 2 players. This is taking way too long.
I mean, they want to look for at least one opening.
Got him!
Yep, there it is.
Dude, K19 is 1 point for being 17th place.
This is still a tough spot to
just
push.
Just push. You have no choice. You have no choice. Blue Zone's coming. You have to push. You have to push with the whole squad.
And here comes Kiddo.
Where's
up
the
first.
rest of the team? Oh, there you go. You got him.
Trade. Yeah, there's the trade. Yeah, the Blue Zone is coming, but this is a slow side. So they had a couple more seconds than you would think. So they wanted to, maybe get the other nades so they don't have to slow down for the revive. But they get the revives now, which is good. Kiddo. Oh, never mind. Nope.
Good thing lead stage don't matter. I mean, it still matters because placement points.
Not have the
Going
time.
into the finals.
Yep.
You're right.
Like if a team goes in the finals with 40 points, and you go in with 3.
Still up here with
You have to do good 2 whole games. Like when I say good, it means 20-point games. Like good is like a 10-kill game or 10-point game. So they have to do 4 good games to catch up to that team, assuming they get 0 points.
Inactive, getting mowed down by Hayuya. Actually, no, that was actually Stellar from SLR taking that point. So super lazy reflex, still get up some nice.
Hey, what we killed y'all?
The team I picked the no bad. They haven't done nothing. They've just been big chilling, haven't had a
Excuse.
Just securing
What the fuck
them
did XUS die then? What the fuck? Where are they at?
I don't mind that at all.
Take it.
4-1-2. One step at a time, right? You don't need to, all of a sudden be that aggressive team that wins everything and takes a bunch of eliminations. If you have 4 up and you can play to the very, very late game, just chill, wait it out.
Secure the bag. Secure the bag. Meanwhile, SLR, I mean, you can see Stellar just like, I don't know why he's looking up the hill. The rest of his team should be covering that, so he should just be staring in that one spot the whole time. But sometimes you get antsies, Ute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was talking about how like unnecessary movement. You know what I'm saying? And they got him.
Oh, they didn't get. Oh, okay, there we go. Stellar finishes that off. Now the real fight begins. The three teams on top of the hill that have just been chilling out here. I like how mutually everyone on top of the hill is like, hey, if we just chill, everybody in the city is gonna get taken out. So let's just, you know, hold hands here and wait until the last circle. So now it's the final three. Now they're forced to fight each other. It's a 4v4v3, so things can get very dicey and very tricky, especially with the way the teams are spread out right now.
Last time TP came in was 0 and won the whole thing. Back then it was 80 max. It was 40 max, and the first place team had 33, and they had like 6.
Except, you know, Excuse is really split up for the most part. Rosh is rocking this off angle with his teammate, but Matt is the other one that's on the complete opposite side. So, Excuse having a huge split, and it is a top 3 situation, folks. Who's going to win this game? We have now entered into stage 9, so the circle is going to close into nothing.
All 3 teams will have to move towards the center now. Toes. Gotta watch them toes. And I think the center of the zone? Who's closest to the center of the... I'm not even sure. The plays have to be made. Smoke's coming down. The pressure is on. The teams are moving. And that's gonna be in huge nade range.
How did EUC get 5 slots? What do you mean?
Rosh's last one up there. Matt doing what he can to just stay alive, and yeah, there comes the nades. SLR looking in a really good spot right now. There's the finish.
SLR soaking up some dice points. That's 7 in total. The Nomads full squad haven't been having to move too much. Oh, actually, they do get a nice elimination there, and I think that's it. So it should be, yep, it is SLR versus 412 to win the last match of the day.
Yeah, Gunpain got an amazing long-range nade and opened one up onto SLR, allowing 412 to push up here for free, because otherwise they would have been pinned in. Now they get a follow-up. 412, you said they were playing passive, doing nothing. Well, when time comes, when push comes to shove, 412 is going to make it work right now. 4v2.
I mean, the realistic thing is they got 5 slots because, you know, they won Worlds last time.
Chicken dinner right here.
So,
unless
they probably got our slot.
2v1 though, Jukes. It could still go the way of SLR. Oh my gosh,
it's 1v1.
Yeah, if Long wins this, he's actually just the
goat. Versus Long.
Well placed to Veliga.
He has the pros up.
8.
He's not gonna use it though. He's using the M4. He's got the angles. Yes, he has
Chat, Long is fucking rad. Long is so good, bro.
Throw the match, and it's SLR getting the chicken dinner. Well deserved. Man, did they work for that
Chat,
one.
Long is so
this
good,
is
bro.
an SLR that we haven't seen.
Why doesn't Juancho do what Long does?
I mean, these guys were pushing, right? They were taking it.
Tim is not that retarded, I guess.
And they won the game in style.
Hey, y'all are 8th place overall, so like, you know.
Yeah, SLR coming up huge right there.
Y'all moved up 1 placement today, so therefore good.
Would be well, they kick you if they didn't throw like usual.
Probably the standout player.
I mean, that's what happens when you're
Puppeteers, and now
I mean, I've been saying this, bro. So you know,
and I like how you went for the M4. Honestly, the Groza hipfire is a little bit shaky sometimes, right? He went for the tried and true M4, and it worked out. Long, most damage, most eliminations and highest damage coming up big for SLR. 412 did really well also. You know, they could have won that.
Oscar the Rise creepy. He looks like he's gonna fuck me, dude. Ling Ling. We call him Ling Ling, but his name's like Liu Yang. Liu Yang?
That's what I'm talking about. Overall, I think
Tower?
we've seen progress.
Liu Yang Tower?
We're seeing
Liu
progress
Yang.
from
His
a lot
name's Liu
of
Yang.
these teams here. We love to see that. That's going to be
Liu
it for
Yang
me
Tower.
and Sue. Let's go ahead and take another highlight so that way our desk can wrap
Li
things up.
Zhang. Now arriving at Li Zhang Tower. Alright, chat, goodbye. This shit's boring. I'm gonna go play Dark and Darker.
I'll just sleep. Oh, got it.
You're gonna what? What? Chat.
What?
Juancho hates you.
Juancho's going through it.
Today and watch out-of-market Sunday games live. Now on YouTube and YouTube TV. Terms and embargoes apply.
Hey, chat, can y'all spam the chat so I
SEO
can see,
smarter
like,
and faster.
where this fits?
With Wix, you can edit your meta tags page by page or all in one go. modify your URLs, inspect all of them in one click, and more. Save time.
Chat, I need y'all to talk. I need YouTube. I need y'all to talk in chat so I can figure out where the placement for this goes. I'm not sure if it goes here or like here. Like, where does it start? Thank you, Afro. Appreciate you. Okay, I see you talking in chat, but this shit ain't working. It's not working, boys. My chat's frozen on this thing. I think it starts here. Today I had an exam in school. When I was done, I was raised my hand. Today I had an exam in school. When I was done, I raised my hand and yelled YKG. My teacher smiled and took my paper. She knew I was finished. That is wild, brother. That is.
What does that even mean? What the heck?
It means YKG is doing ass. I mean, YKG.
Oh god.
Went from 20th place to, let's see, they passed us. YKG went from 20th place to 9th place in one day. They gained like 50 points today, so. Bro broke the whole thing? Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, chat. YKG's 9th right now with 70 points. They're literally 30 points from top 2. How the fuck did YKG 18-point gap us today? We started the day with YKG being 21 and we had 27. So they gained like I don't know, chat. This shouldn't even have been that low to begin with. It's the top team in it. Yeah, I know. Alright, chat. I mean, I guess I'm gonna end stream so Honcho can say a bunch of bad words because he's wanting to right now. You know. Was that YKG dying tag? Fat bitches, chap.